roswell.org/triumph to learn more.
The largest trial court in the country had been closed after a ransomware attack.
The attack shut down its computer system late last week. Officials with the Superior Court of Los Angeles County say the court disabled its computer network upon discovery of the cybersecurity attack early Friday. The system remained down through the weekend. A preliminary investigation shows no evidence that users' data was compromised. The Superior Court of Los Angeles County is the largest unified superior court in the United States. Officials say all 36 courthouse locations in the county were reopened Tuesday. John Scott reporting.
Vietnam has passed a decree radically loosening the Communist Party-ruled state's control on how electricity is sold to private companies. This means companies that need a lot of energy can buy clean energy directly from solar or wind farms. News and analysis at townhall.com. It's yet another challenge for churches.
The church insurance market, like the insurance industry overall, has been hit with a perfect storm in recent years, including skyrocketing construction costs and an ongoing wave of natural disasters. As a result, companies such as Church Mutual, Guide One, and Brotherhood Mutual, which specialize in insuring churches, have seen their reserves shrink. Churches are a niche market that's difficult to insure and full of risks, say experts. They're open to the public, work with everyone from infants to senior citizens, sometimes house social service programs, and often have large buildings. Keith Peters reporting.
Payment processing giant Visa said its fiscal third quarter profits rose 9% on an adjusted basis as it benefits from consumers and businesses moving their payments from cash to credit and debit cards. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy middle of the week, everybody.
Oh, yes.
Welcome to Wednesday, everybody.
Indeed. Indubitably.
Yeah. Happy Wednesday. A little hazy out.
A little bit. The sun, it was kind of interesting this morning. There was enough, haze. I'm not sure what the haze is from, but you could actually stare at the sun for a good solid half a second and not go sunblind.
Well, the haze is out, but they say, and as a matter of fact, the weather says today, widespread haze.
Widespread haze.
Yeah.
It's not purple haze.
No. Widespread haze all over the place. But happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes.
Hope all of you are having a delightful day thus far. Middle of the week.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm so happy this morning.
Good. Why?
Because I got mounted last night. And balanced.
Oh.
Yes.
Now I find out.
Okay, about a month ago, I purchased 4 tires for my vehicle.
One of his TERs on his current vehicle, on the current status of one of his TERs was the spare TER, which is the TER that is that little baby TER.
The donut. And it's on my car, it is a donut. It looks like a tire for donut. A wheelbarrow.
Yes.
Essentially.
Tonka truck.
Yeah, essentially a taco truck tire. So I've been driving around on a wounded wheel for a good solid minute, but been trying to get those wheels mounted onto my rims.
Right.
Finally got it done yesterday. I am about 2 inches, probably 2.5 inches higher off the ground than I was before, which is a totally weird experience when you get into your car and you're just a little bit higher off the ground.
Nice.
That's very odd.
Baller, shot caller, 2 inches taller.
2.5 inches taller. And I can go over 45 now, which is it's nice.
Oh, wow.
It's nice. I can stop going, go around me!
Set course for 62. Well, good deal.
And I'm available for Artesia remotes now. So
nice. Very good. How about the other issue with the vehicle?
We're getting there, all right?
Okay, I was just
Step
asking.
at a time.
Just asking for updates.
Can't you just be happy for me?
I am happy. Just seeing what's next.
Yes, that's probably going to be this weekend, actually.
Nice.
It's trying to find time between my car repair guy's other 3 jobs.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It's like that Living Color bit with the Jamaican family. One of the skits was they like the dad was a judge, but the whole bit of each of those skits was that everyone in the family had like 37 jobs, and they would like get on to people if you only had like one job.
Right. I do feel a twinge of guilt sometimes when I realize I only have one job and I'm able to sustain, like, most of my friends have 2, maybe 3 jobs. It's rough. I don't want to feel this guilt, but I do.
Well, get another job if you feel bad about it.
Probably should, yeah. Pick up some tables on the weekends.
I was gonna play the Dr. Phil card and say you have 2 jobs, Daddy.
Well, yeah, but that one doesn't pay nearly as well.
No, but
in fact, that pay is crap.
It does consume most of your time when you're not here producing ads.
It certainly does.
Doing your
sometimes
radio
when I
gig.
am here producing ads.
That's true. That's life, though.
Yeah, I had the kids with me yesterday here at the office. I will say I am very thankful that my kids are quiet and semi-patient. They allowed me to get some stuff done yesterday.
To be honest, I don't. If you wouldn't have told me Hunter was here, I would have never known Hunter was here all day. I wouldn't even have known Hunter was in the building.
Hunter's the quiet one. Outside of a few, he likes to dance walk, which I had to get onto him for doing that in like the middle of the road.
Right.
I'm like, Hunter, when we're in the road, we need to walk.
He's like, I just got to dance.
I just got to express myself through the art of dance. Jazz hands, spirit fingers.
Show him the Thriller video.
No, we'll never get anywhere. Okay, come on, son. No, don't moonwalk. Where are you going?
What do you want to be for Halloween, son? A zombie. Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. I mean, both your children were very quiet, but to be honest, at the end of the day, when I finally saw Hunter sitting there with his tablet, I was like, I didn't even know he was here in the I thought it was just your daughter the whole time.
Rhiannon is the mouthpiece for the family.
Yeah.
When complaints need to be filed, she's the one that files them.
But Rhiannon was quiet too. I mean, but I just heard her.
Right.
When she does talk, when she talks, people listen. She's a very vocal speaker.
By the way, I don't know about other schools, but I did get an update yesterday. Any kids that are going into Sierra Middle School, the drive-up schedule pickup is Thursday.
Okay.
I believe between 2 and 6 p.m. And then Monday of next week, the kids are going to be able to do a walkthrough of Sierra. So I think that's applicable for all kids going into every middle school. But all that information is up on social, as is the uniform code. I found that yesterday.
And I think they probably should be getting notifications, either the phone or the email or whatever, about these kind of things from your schools.
You'd think that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
I had to go find the info myself.
I'll have to ask my wife on that. I defer all things like that to her, because she's a teacher. So I don't know, because we get calls every once in a while, but I have no idea. I'm out of the loop on that.
I think because we're not in the Sierra system yet, we're not getting the robocalls. But we're kind of falling in that weird like crevice between schools now.
I feel like it's a commercial. Come to the Sierra system.
The Sierra system.
from the mountains of the Sierra system.
From the mountains of Jalisco, we grow the finest and freshest ingredients for the Sierra system.
Where the water's crisp and the air's cool. But anyway, yeah, so that's Thursday again. But if you have questions about that, reach out to your teachers, your principals, your schools, and they'll give you all the info they need on that stuff. 'Cause I know each school's a little different on their procedures and times and dates and what have you there. So, let me give you the rundown for today's show. Get this thing going here.
All right.
We're going to replay an interview this hour. We had the ladies from the Chaves County Health Council join us, Carrie Moore and Jennifer Smith. Of course, we are about a month out from the Health Expo next August the 24th. Next month at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center from 8 a.m. to noon. So we talk all about that. So we'll play that for you here in just a few.
Nice.
Artist Greg Birch will give us an update on some of his projects and things next hour. He's got a couple of updates on his last updates and then a couple new things on there too.
There you go.
Updates on the updates and the new updates for other updates. We got updates.
Lots and lots of updates.
So many updates. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, about 9:15, Larry Martin's going to join us wearing his Lions Club hat. So he'll give us an update on a couple events, things happening with our local Lions Club here. So
very good.
Plus your newses of the local national variety, Wall Street Business Update, Chaves County Sports will work in later this hour as well. It is a Wednesday in the off season, so he does a weekly 1 week. He'll do them daily here, probably in about a month, once the foosball gets up and going and all the other sports and all that here. So, but for now, just on Wednesdays. By the way, don't forget we are smack right dab in the middle of the Chaves County Fair and Eddy County Fairs. So if you're getting out, want to root on the kids, get on out to the fairgrounds this week. However, if you can't watch the livestock shows, we've got them all live streaming on demand and live as they happen. KSVPTV.com. Click on the Chaves County video channel for all the Chaves County Fair stuff. Eddy County Fair channel for the Eddy Counties.
I'm into 3 state fairs and 4 goat scrubs. And I ain't never seen nothing like that. The Market Swine Show is officially up, as is the dairy. The goat show was on Monday. I'm not sure if today's the dairy heifer show. I have to look at the schedule for sure. But
that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But it'll be there. And so get out there. So tell your out-of-town friends and family they can watch their family and friends doing their thing at the livestock ring there at KSVPTV.com. All right, it is 7:15. Let us take a gander at your weather and talk about that word haze again. Haze. What's up?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Not much going on for the next few days with that big high pressure system staying put for a while. We're looking at mid-90s for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine. Overnight will be clear with upper 60s and then upper 90s for the afternoon high on Thursday and Sunday. Looks like we'll hang around in the upper 90s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Lots of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. You know what? I just realized I didn't refresh my fresh. It's about an hour old. There we go. Currently 68 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 73%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Expect widespread haze today. That's what we got right now. Sunny and 96 otherwise with winds out of the west at around 5 miles per hour. The haze continues into the evening hours. Mostly clear otherwise, which I don't get that. It's either hazy or clear, but I'm just reading. For tonight, overnight low of 67 degrees and southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. For your Thursday, sunny, high of 97 tomorrow, winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 70 degrees, south winds at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Friday, sunny and 98, south winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. And then for the weekend, sunny and 97 on Saturday, sunny and 98 on Sunday. And more of that next week, 99 pushing 100. So we're just skirting right around that, just dipping just slightly under the century mark there. And probably on some of your temperature gauges, we'll go over it. But That's what we're looking at next couple days here. All right, it is 7:18. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and then on the other side, we're going to play our interview with the folks from the Chaves County Health Council. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Summertime fun is almost done, and you know what that means.
Oh, back to school.
Roswell Honda's Back to School Bash, Saturday, July 27th from 10 to 1. Register your kids now for the free backpack giveaway. Then join Roswell Honda Saturday, July 27th for free hot dogs, ice cold Pepsi products, plus face painting, snow cones, jolly jumps, and prizes galore. But that's not all. Roswell Honda will be giving away backpacks chock full of school supplies. Spaces won't last, so sign up fast. The Back to School Bash, Saturday, July 27th at Roswell Honda, 2177 West 2nd.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
The Portales Summer Jam is coming to the ENMU campus courts Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. This 3-on-3 youth basketball and pickleball tournament is open to all ages and skill levels. Registration is only $25 per person with military and student discounts available, plus trophies, prizes, music, food, and more. Space is limited, so head for Portales.com or call 575-356-8541 for more info and to sign up today. The Portales Summer Jam, Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. on the ENMU courts, presented by the Roosevelt County Community Development Corporation. This ad paid in part by Portales, New Mexico Lodgers Tax.
So your trees are turning yellow. You scratch your head and think to yourself, what would Jim Gill do?
This is Shirley from Roswell Seed. If Jim were here, he'd tell you all about something he called monkey blood. It's a powder that turns a deep red when you mix it with water. You pour it on the ground under your tree's drip line, and in a few weeks, they'll be healthy and green once again.
So when things aren't green, just ask yourself, what would Jim Gill do? Then head down to Roswell Seed Company and find out.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chaves County Health Council, Carrie Moore and Jennifer Smith back with us. Good morning, ladies. How are y'all doing today?
Good morning. Good.
Good deal. Well, it is the busy time. I mean, you guys are always busy at the Health Council. Year-round, there's stuff going on. For folks not familiar, Chaves County Health Council is kind of they are there to be a resource for all things, not just healthcare, really just community-related stuff. So they are, the Health Council is the ones that monitor and run the 211 health hotline. If you have any questions regarding healthcare, not emergency, if you got a broken arm or something, go call 911, whatever, do that. But if you're new to town and looking for doctors, or if you're looking for resources for your family, or if you just want information about just anything from stuff at the Department of Health to what's going on at the at the Wool Bowl on Saturday. It's kind of a little bit of everything there. So that's it. And so the Health Council runs that. But one of the other big things that the Health Council runs that kind of the public knows about is the annual Health Expo here in August, which we're about a month away, just a hair over a month away from this year's event too. When they're not doing that stuff too, they're also working with other health care, like our various hospitals and other healthcare institutions, working on getting speakers and resources to help educate them on various things. Like if there's like an autism expert that comes in, hey, our doctors can meet with them and get, that's the kind of stuff you guys also do there too. So that's kind of in a nutshell what the Health Council does, is meetings and exposing things to the public for opportunities and stuff. So did I miss anything on that, or did I goof it up at all?
Oh, you goofed it up. You goofed it up bad.
Awesome.
But we'll let you keep it.
Well, I'm good at that.
You can own that, baby.
But we are coming up this time again for the Health Expo here, and so for this year, is it going to look just like other years, or we've got more and more, or different? Or is it just kind of you come and you get your healthcare, the things you expect to do at Health Expo will be happening this year at Health Expo.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be pretty similar. We got a few changes, but
few things.
They're good.
Yeah, this is your opportunity. If you've never been to one, it happens. This year will be August 24th. It'll be at the Convention and Civic Center, and it's usually the morning. This one goes from 8 to noon, and so during that morning you could come, and there will be Boys and Girls Club's going to start kind of kick the morning off with their bubble run and all that, which you can sign up now. We'll tell you how to do that here in just a bit, but do that, and then around 8 o'clock the expo will start, and they come for free screenings. There'll be healthcare providers doing free screenings, checkups. Things could be various stuff from glucose to mammograms to just blood pressure checks and things. There's other businesses and entities that offer services and products that might help. Some are related to healthcare. Some are, loosely related to healthcare. Mental
It's
health.
all ultimately related to healthcare. So it might be mental, physical, emotional, spiritual. I mean, it's healthcare because it encompasses the entire body and everything around it.
Well, and that's just it. As we starting to learn a little bit more about bodies and health and things, everything's connected, and so the mental health is just as important as going to see your doctor for tonsillitis or something like that. And and that's treated that way. I mean, when you look just even like dentistry,
I was going to say, I don't care what it is. Eyes and teeth are part of your regular body.
Exactly.
It should be included in your regular health insurance.
And it's in the last 20 years from now, they're kind of start finally saying, oh, yeah, that's healthcare too. It's like, just because you don't go to, a family practice doctor initially to get it looked at doesn't make it a healthcare issue. So that's the kind of stuff, if you're wanting to get, information about that, sign up for resources and things. But see, I would even, this is where I say go with your mental health, because it's things like, even if it's for an escape getaway, kind of, the leisure type, hey, you want a hot tub, things. And I know that's kind of commercial, but to me, I feel a lot better when I have amenities, and you know what I mean. My mental health is a lot better when I have nice things. I'm just saying that's part of mental health for me.
You and probably about 85% of the rest of the world.
But that's what the health.
How old are you? You're talking like a boomer.
I'm boomer adjacent. I'm Gen Xer, but I'm
We don't have those kind of luxuries. I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm the Gen X. I'm the latchkey kid. They totally turn out, come back, and the street lights on, and don't get in vans with
right there with you.
It's like every summer there was a van and we didn't get in it.
And nobody had to tell us not to get in it.
That's right. That was our lesson. Street light comes on. If a guy pulls up in a van, don't get in it. But getting back on track here, we would love to get folks. First off, we want to put on your calendars, make it a priority to come. It will be after school starts this year, which is, just because how school, but there will be backpacks, the school supplies stuff, because I figure about that time, I'm going to say at least 30% of your kids' school supplies have been broken or lost already by that time.
Yeah, it won't hurt to get an extra backpack and extra school supplies.
Even if they didn't broken them yet, put it in the closet, and when they come home and, Mom, my pencil's gone, or whatever, all right, let's get to the closet and get you some more here.
They might need it around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, and there's a lot of kids who just can't get their supplies right before school starts.
Absolutely.
I mean, because a lot of times they're already wiped out and you just can't get to it. Or you're having to buy everything else that goes with it. I mean, the elementary schools still have uniforms. So you have to do that. Middle school, you have to buy their uniforms.
And even when you don't have to buy uniforms, you're still buying new clothing, new shoes, getting the haircuts, doing all the back to school, getting ready stuff that let's face it, it puts a big burden on families. And, because, if you're already on a budget and now we're doing something that blows the budget, that's going to, because, and so that's what, let this help you out a little bit.
Yeah, so there's no reason to stress just because it's 3 weeks after school starts. I mean, it's okay. Half the time, nobody has all their supplies to start with because we don't know what's on those lists until that first day anyway.
And my wife being a teacher, like what's on the list and what they actually need isn't, because that's a very
it's not the same
broad blanket list, and the teacher's like, yeah, that's great, I don't need this, I need this, you know what I mean? So then you got that okay, here's what you got, now here's what you really got to get.
Yeah, and then as a parent you're like, well, I just bought all this, now I have to go buy that.
But they want to have these lists out available in all the stores and stuff, and it's like, well, we gotta
who puts those lists together?
Be honest, I think it's some person that Probably not even in a classroom. But that's another.
Probably.
That's another story for another time. But so the Health Expo, even though it is technically after the start of school this year, will incorporate all the back to school stuff that we're normally that you're normally accustomed to with the health fair here. So.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good. So don't worry if so if you need to, maybe just get enough to get through the first week or two, and then come and we'll get the rest of it there at the
Renew Health is going to be bringing 200 backpacks.
Good deal.
We'll have a whole lot more.
And that's kind of a requirement you make for all your vendors and things. They say, hey, as part of your cost for coming here, you need to donate some school supplies so we can give this to the kids and the families that come in.
Yeah, and we spread it out all across Chaves County. So after we get done here, then it'll go down to the valley so that Dexter, Hagerman, and Lake Arthur can have access to them down there as well.
Excellent. Of course, if you're living in Dexter, Hagerman, you're more than welcome to come up to the health fair too and grab it too and visit if you want to.
I highly encourage you.
I highly recommend you do it. Come on down and get it yourself. But if not, they'll bring it to you later. But you know what I mean. If you want to get it firsthand.
Yeah. Along with a lot of other goodies.
Yeah. Actually, real quick before I kind of ask you what some of the things are on tap here. Now is the time if you are wishing to be a vendor or part, or is it full too?
We're done.
Dang!
We're
Usually
done.
Usually you were ready for more. Sorry, scratch that.
We're
They're full. All we gotta do is show up now. So,
Yep.
all right. So scratch that. What's some of the features for this year's fair that we want to highlight?
This year we are doing mammograms with Rio Pecos OBGYNs. So they'll be there scheduling mammograms.
Okay. Now that's usually one you have to pre-register for, right? Or can you do it on spot? Okay.
Not this year. This year we weren't able to get the mammogram bus.
Okay.
We had a prior commitment, and so we got Rio Pecos to do the mammograms.
So their procedure's a little bit different.
Yeah, they're going to be scheduling the mammograms as they come in, and then they'll go in a different day for their free mammogram.
Okay, so you can get it scheduled that day. So come in and get it, and they'll do it for free, whenever it works availability for everybody. But you can get it scheduled, get it locked in, and then visit Rio Pecos on your scheduled day to get your mammogram.
Yeah, and we're doing more this year.
Good. So please sign up for this, please. And I know with mammogram technology, a lot has been advanced in that over the last 10, 15 years. And so they're way better at doing it. And so we're now getting into a point, and I think it's starting to come out where, when these scanners are coming out, they're getting a lot of what we call false positives because those imaging is so much better on these, and they're seeing things, and quite frankly, they're just not used to seeing it before because they never had a machine that could see it. And then they're seeing it's like, ooh, is that something? And then most of the time they're like, oh, no, that's normal. But we're now in a phase because that some people get a little nervous because doctors are saying, hey, we saw something. 9 times out of 10, it's nothing. So please don't be alarmed about that kind of stuff. It's just we've got better machines now, and we're still kind of learning the full scope of what they're capable of sometimes and some of the technology here. So
early detection is the key to this.
Absolutely. When it comes to breast cancer, to be honest, breast cancer is a very, very, very treatable cancer.
Yes.
It's one of the easier ones to treat.
Especially
it's caught early. If it's late stages, then it's tough. But early stages, especially breast, some other cancers are more aggressive than others, but breast cancer is one of those ones. Generally, there's always a strain but generally they're pretty slower growing cancers there. But anyway, it's getting the mammogram fixes that. That really because they can, especially with the equipment they have now, they can detect it so much earlier, and really it's not as nearly the invasive thing that what a cancer diagnosis can be. If they catch it that early enough, it's almost like an in and out visit. It can be.
It can be, yeah.
Yeah, it can be. So that's why, please get that mammogram scheduled, even though you're kind of like, I don't want to do it. I know, because you get it, it's uncomfortable, and let's face it, no one likes getting doctor procedures. No one lines up and can't wait. Colonoscopy, sign me up, boys. No one's running to the doctors for these things. So
it's weird, it's uncomfortable, but it wasn't horrible.
It's not that bad.
Exactly, that's the thing. Once you're done, you're like, oh, that wasn't that big. Like when I had my first colonoscopy, I was, you hype it all up in your head. And I got done, and I was like, I woke up like happy. Like I don't know what they put in that anesthesia, but I had like the best night's sleep of my life, man. I was like, all right, good, it's gonna be a good day, Bob. I'm hungry. Let's go eat. It was, but anyway, we all hype it up over our heads. Same with the mammogram. So please, if you have not had a mammogram in a while and you need resources, please, when you come to the Health Expo, visit the Rio Pecos booth out there. Sign up for the mammogram.
And you don't have to have insurance. If you don't have insurance, it's fine. We'll pay for your mammogram. If you have insurance, then that's great.
Then we're going to help out. Then we'll let them. But money is not the hurdle here.
Yeah.
It's about your health. That's what this health expo, this health fair is all about. It's getting you in touch with healthcare resources. Money is, we get it. If we all had plenty of money, we wouldn't need one of these. We go to the doctor ourselves. But there's a lot of resources, a lot of things things available to people. If you need these things, please take them. I know there's some people that this is their health care. They come every year to get their blood pressure checked and get everything. And I highly recommend you try to get some health care. But God bless you for at least doing this. Please come out and do this and stay on top of that and to be honest, if you're looking for healthcare resources, there'll be people at the Health Expo that can get you help on that kind of stuff and get you in touch with the people. That's kind of what 211 does. You don't have to wait till the Health Expo, by the way. You can call 211 and I don't know. Joanne's not here. I guess she'll be answering if you call right now.
It'll be Carrie and Emily.
Okay. Well, it won't be Carrie. She's busy right at the moment. But definitely utilize that and get that resource out. By the way, speaking of, before we keep going on, as far as the Health Council, you guys meet probably a lot more now, but you guys meet every month. Outside of getting ready for Health Expo here, but you guys are always looking for more volunteers, more people to be a part of the council, to serve in various ways. Of course, Carrie's now, you've been named the head person in charge here, and you're kind of the director here.
The director for the Health Council.
For the Health Council now, so congratulations or condolences. I'm not sure how that all works, but
Thank you. Thank you.
But and so always looking for more people to get involved and work with the council, and not only keeping and doing the tent pole things that the council does, but incorporate new ideas, because you guys are always looking, hey, where else can we get involved and help? Where else can we partner up with or attach to find resources for people? And so if you've got some of those ideas or want to contribute to that, come on to the next meeting.
We meet the second Wednesday of every month, and you can find information about that on our website. It's ChavezCountyHC.org.
Yep. And of course, the Health Council does have a Facebook page too. I highly recommend you like and follow that. If you have any questions about anything Health Council related, whether it's the expo here or next meeting or any of that, you can always shoot a message there, and one of the members will get back to you as soon as humanly possible there. But please mark on your calendars the 24th of August. That is this year's Health Expo from 8 to noon. Prior, and again, and I imagine as we get a little closer, we'll get probably the Boys and Girls Club folks in here too to kind of promote this is a big fundraising event for that. So the Health Expo weekend or Saturday kind of kicks off with, this year it's a bubble run, fun runs they do each year.
Yes. Everybody needs to sign up for the bubble run. If you want a shirt, a guaranteed shirt, you need to sign up before August 1st.
Okay, so you got about a week and change here to get signed up.
You can find information on the Boys and Girls Club of Chavez and Lincoln County Facebook page.
Excellent.
Or on our website as well. There's a direct link over to it.
They'll say, you could you share it there, and you'll find a link too on the Facebook page as well. You can just click on that, and it'll take you for the bubble run or for the if you have questions about the Health Expo here.
Yeah. So we're doing the bubble run again. So this will be the second time trying to do the bubble run.
Okay.
Last year didn't quite go the way it was supposed to go. Logistics is the nightmare sometimes.
Well, that happens. Sometimes weather doesn't work in your favor, and
there should be more bubbles this year.
Good.
So this year we were able to get some sponsors for the Boys and Girls Club to purchase their own bubble machines.
Oh, good. So we're going to have a cornucopia of bubbles this time.
Yeah, not just me out there blowing on my little wand.
I'm blowing fast again.
Like, dang it, guys, come on.
It's like, you get the big one you can do this with.
I tried those. I played with that with the grandbabies. It didn't all work out.
Everyone, you know what? Everyone seems to be amazing at those things except me. I'm like that guy, and I'm like, oh, look at how. And then I tried. It's like, oh, why does mine suck and everyone else is good?
There has to be a trick to it.
And then, or like, when you were a kid and you got like the bubble in the thing, and then you run out and mom puts the dish soap in the water in, it never works as good.
Because there's no glycerin.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the magic touch, is glycerin.
Yeah, you're just like you're like, oh, this sucks.
Yeah, so this year I want people to dress up.
Good. Yeah, come in costume. Come.
So, like, if you're pushing a stroller or riding something, make it bubble themed.
Okay.
So, make it a rocket and have bubbles coming out of the tailpipe.
So, a bubble theme to your costume.
Bubble themed costume. I think would be so much fun. Come on, Roswell. Do me proud.
And there are bubble characters you could use.
Yes. Powerpuff has a bubble character.
Yeah. I would even argue Mr. Bubbles, the scrubbing bubbles guy.
Bubbles.
You should be.
Hey, look, dude.
Especially a guy with a mustache. You could be the scrubbing bubbles guy.
I think all you do is need to be bald, and I think you can do the scrubbing bubbles.
Try with the stash.
You could be Mr. Bubbles' granddaddy.
There you go. Maybe. I'm a little. Yeah, I will get this thing going. So. Yeah, I'm like Senior Bubbles.
There you go.
But yeah, come have fun with it. Just that's what it's about. Sure, if you want to take this as a serious exercise opportunity and get fit, by all means, God bless you, do it. But it's a fun run. We physical fitness is important, but this is about getting together, raising money for Boys and Girls Club for all the great work that they do.
That's kind of the key. So because our Boys and Girls Club is linked up with Lincoln County, so we have the fire. So their resources
have been kind of pulled.
Everything about the Boys and Girls Club right now has just been drained. It's been really hard.
So the Roswell office is pretty bare bones right now.
Yeah, so definitely needing to raise the funds to help them out so that they can service the kids in both locations.
And they're such a great program. I mean, there's families, and they've been expanding over the years here where where they do their after school programs, and they've been able, thanks to generosity of people and things, to add more and more schools each year. And so, like I said, Rio Dos is probably kind of taxed some of the resources at the moment. But let's help. So more than ever, this fun run to bolster funds and get them to where they can get back to doing their full service for all the kids and things.
So even if you're not a runner and you don't want to go walk or ride a bike or roller skate or whatever it is you want to do, sign up, do it as a donation. Help them out. Give them some money, man.
Yeah, it's such a great organization, and they have such a nice facility now. It's long overdue, but finally got one. We need to support foster because our youth. I mean, throw as many programs, opportunities for our kids in our community, and they all do great stuff. And Boys and Girls Club's just one of those ones in the mix, doing great things for our kids.
You know, growing up here in the 80s and the 90s, the Boys and Girls Club was huge. Everybody went over there. The place was always packed. My little brother just loved it.
Yeah. And I moved here when it kind of lulled. And
then after that, they changed directors a little bit, and things just kind of went down. And it had stayed down for a while, and now it was starting to build back up. So we just got to keep that momentum and get it back to what it used to be, because it was a fantastic program.
Yeah, and I think part of that, too, is they kind of reorganized the leadership side. That's when they started incorporating Lincoln County and Chavez County together, and so they can kind of pool their resources. Because I think what was happening is some areas are thriving and others are getting forgotten, and we ended up one of those areas that just the resources dried up a little bit, and we so they said, all right, let's do it. And so come support it, come so before you come out to the Health Expo on that Saturday morning, get your bubble gear on and come out and bubble up and bubble run and
you have
have fun.
plenty of time to run the run, go change, come back, do the expo.
Although you don't have to change. You want to come bubble up into the health fair, go for it.
We would be happy to see you inside.
I'm here for my mammogram.
We got squishing bubbles.
Good deal. What are some of the other highlights we want to mention that they can also? I mean, obviously these other screenings we're talking about, but is there any other tent pole or businesses or groups that we want to definitely throw a spotlight on?
We're working on getting back to school vaccinations for kids at the Health Expo.
Getting their shot records up to date and everything.
It's a work in progress.
Okay.
We got half of it lined up. We just need the coordinating other half.
So anybody listening that can help push that over the finish line, reach out to the Health Council.
Yes, if you could help, that would help us.
Absolutely.
But we're trying really, really hard to have those, because around that time, everybody should know what vaccinations they need. So this would be a perfect one-stop place. Get them done.
That's right.
Get it in the system, and then you're done. You don't got to worry about it. You don't got to take your kid to an extra doctor's visit.
Absolutely. Yeah, it can be easy, but if you don't have your ducks in a row, it can kind of be a real pain in the butt. So just a modicum of just being on top of it will make that process so much easier. So.
Yeah, and if you don't have health insurance, we should have some organizations there that are ready to help you to sign up for health insurance.
Absolutely. Yeah, and plus, of course, November's right around the corner, and that's kind of the time of year when everyone starts renewing plans and all that kind of thing. So get the jump on some of that stuff now, and get that, especially, and I don't know, people don't have it because they don't think they can afford it and things. But this day and age, there are, no matter what you do, where you are, there usually is a plan you can at least afford and get, some kind of coverage. So, and that's some kind of coverage is better than no kind of coverage. Yes. So, definitely. So let me start the ball there,
And this year we're also going to do voter registration. So there's no political campaigning at all. So no candidates, none of that stuff.
Just sign up to vote.
Just to sign up to vote.
We want to know who you're voting for. We just want to know you can vote.
We're keeping the politics out, but we're working on the rest.
As it should be.
Yes.
And I will throw this caveat on there. Stop listening to these people that tell you you're wasting your vote by voting for Float X. You vote for the people that you believe are the right person for the job, and screw what they tell you.
Yeah, we're not all the same. We all have different beliefs, different priorities.
You do your homework, and you pick the person that lines up with what you believe in, regardless of what everyone else tells you you're doing. And that's how America works.
Just vote.
Forget the rest of the noise.
Just vote.
Yep.
That's all that
Forget
matters.
the rest of the noise, and you vote what you personally believe right. But anyway, we're done talking politics. That was it. But you can register to vote at the Health Expo if you are not already ready. Or I'm assuming change affiliations, do all the things you can do.
Yeah, everything. Because the
to get ready to vote. Yeah.
Oh, Cindy, who is she?
Cindy Fuller, the county clerk.
Yeah,
yes,
clerk.
The Chavez County Clerk. Yes.
It's like Cindy, whatever it is she does, she's going to be there doing it.
Sure. So, by the way, when she's there, so if you're like, I don't even know what district I'm in, she can tell you all that information too. So you're like, what school board district am I in? What county district? Or what city district am I in?
Yeah, you can't keep track of those.
It gets a little convoluted after a while, and then they gone and done move the lines around, and you're like, I used to be in two.
What do you mean I can't vote for that anymore?
Yeah. To be honest, it's a crapshoot. I forget if I'm in CD 1 or 3 half the time. I'm like, I think is it Ledger? Yeah, it's Fernanda. It's 1. No, it's I forget half the time. I'm like, I don't know. I know it's not 2 anymore. Anyway. If you don't know, they can learn all that. So you can do it online too, but that's another thing you can do at the Health Expo. Of course, are they going to have? Of course, there's usually stuff for the family too. So if the kids come, there's usually things to keep the kids occupied.
We have a lot of vendors that are planning to have some really fun activities. Yeah. I think there's going to be a popcorn machine.
Oh, nice.
Well, DWI.
They always.
They're going to have the goggles and the simulated impairment equipment.
Yes, so drunk skateboarding or
yeah, drunk scootering.
Come watch your dad full of himself with the beer goggles. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So you come and bring the family. Oh, by the way, it's indoors. Yes. Most of it.
All of it.
Well, we'll have a couple of vans outside.
I'll say there's usually a few food trucks or a couple of service trucks.
Stellar Satellite coffee truck will be out there, so you can grab you some coffee.
Yeah,
that's not free, but that supports CASA kids.
I was about to say, it's not free, but when you buy from that truck, particularly, that portion of your coffee drinks go back to the CASA program. And if you're not familiar with CASA, they are the voice for your children in courts. They are the ones that when your children, families are going through some of the custody and those kind of things, they're the supporter for the kids. They're the ones that speak for the voice for the child in court, that handle visit. They do some tough work, some great work. But
when you buy families, kids,
but they do a lot of
parents,
and it's outside the courtroom. They're doing stuff with working at just families and teens and youth and just family support in various different ways.
And the satellite they teach the youth that work through CASA. They employ youth.
Yeah.
And so they're teaching them job skills and resume skills.
And they got dogs, which everyone loves dogs.
Yes. That's my favorite part, because that's where I work during the day. I love the dogs.
Well, I know, like the library, they got their new weekly thing where you get to read to dogs. And I think some of those are the DA dogs, but I think some of the CASA dogs go over there too, I think, and then get read to. And I think it's a cool deal.
Oh, now I'm going to have to go find that one out.
Yeah, I want to say it's like Wednesdays or something. I don't quote me on that, but go get a calendar from the library, and every month they do where the kids can come and they have the dog. I think it's usually the DA dogs, but I want to say some of the Casa dogs do that too. And they'll come over there and they get to pet and love on the dogs and read them books. And the kids get to practice their reading and, not be intimidated by someone that's going to tell them they're doing it wrong. You know what I mean? They just, then they get to, and the dogs love listening. It's a great idea.
So the one thing I love about this job is that it's collecting and finding the resources and then, coordinating and communicating them back to the public, which is what I love to do. And I do that very well.
Yeah.
And then we come to places like this. And it's like, what? Wait, this is something I haven't heard of yet?
It's such a great idea. Yeah. I've been doing it for a couple months now. It's amazing. What a great idea, because who doesn't love dogs? Who doesn't love and kids now get to practice and reading and and also create the other side, creating that the nurturing side of kids and sharing that and fostering that all by reading books to dogs. What an amazing idea.
All right, we just need to have a cat. Ooh, what can we do with gerbils?
I don't know, but you need a hamster wheel. Maybe we can get something going there. But,
squirrel.
But so please come out, support this stuff, and like you said, go get all that started because we were telling you to get coffee from the Stellar food truck.
Yeah, this is how this goes.
But that's what this Saturday is. It's a community event. That's first and foremost. It's a community event. Come and bring the whole family. It's going to be fun. There's going to be games and prizes and all kinds of stuff. But
we always give away really great prizes.
Absolutely. But
before you get into that, though, I think the biggest part that we need to mention that is brand new this year is that we're doing a Chaves County resource guide.
Okay.
So
kind of like your 2-on-1 in a guide form?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay.
So it'll list all of the agencies and their phone numbers so that you can contact them if you're needing stuff. It'll be a shortened version of what 2-on-1 does.
Gotcha. Kind of like something you can keep in the car, keep in the drawer in the kitchen at the house or wherever you keep that kind of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and in case you need it, it's there. Hopefully you don't, but when you do, it's there.
Yeah, so this will be the first version of it, and so then for next year, my plan is to grow it, make it bigger and better, and add more stuff to it. I just ran out of time.
Excellent. Well, I like that because then that's something you can instill with families, and you can use this as a teaching tool. It's like, all right, when you got your young kids, if something's going wrong, this is a book that's got information. Call a number, 911 if it's bad, but if it's something different, we're not home, and it's not, this is a number, and teach all that stuff.
And there's really great articles in there about health and wellness from our different sponsors. I know we have a big spread from Eastern Hospital. They're always our number one sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
And so we've got some
healthcare
really great...
Healthcare is kind of their number one priority, so they kind of...
We have some really great information in there along with the resources.
Absolutely. So please, there's so much... Yes, it's fun and games, but there's so much valuable content and information you can take away from this. It's really, if you're needing help, if you have questions, if you're just looking for resources, maybe you're having trouble navigating something and trying to get it done, there's going to be a lot of resources of people that can, if they can't help you directly, put you in touch with people that can help you with that situation or issue.
And it's for all ages. It's not just for any particular person. It's for kids to elderly.
Absolutely. Yeah, don't think of this as just a back to school thing either. If you're having seniors, please come out. If you're needing some screenings for some of the various things, diabetes, whatever, stuff that aren't related to shot records or sports physicals or any of that kind of stuff, please come out. If you're needing healthcare, if you're dementia services, things like that, there'll be people there that can give you information on all that kind of stuff. Nursing homes and aftercare, that kind of stuff. There'll be experts there that can help you navigate through those times. Hospice, the things that are needed to talk about, but no one wants to. They will be there available to talk to as well too. So don't think of this as just a back to school fair. It is a complete health fair that helps the kids that are barely old enough to go to school to people that are
a little years out of school.
Let's see. We'll say well seasoned, and everything in between.
Right.
So please come on. It's getting marked on your calendars. It's August 24th. It's going to be at the Roswell Convention and Civic Center. The actual health expo will be from 8 to noon. I think the fun run gets underway. What about 7?
It starts at 7. Okay. Registration at 6:30.
Okay. Now's the time to register for that. Get your registration in before August 1 to get the T-shirt. Because everyone likes to get, because that's part of the fun run. part of doing the fun run is getting to say you did the fun run. And the only way you could really, really, really say you did the fun run is if you got the T-shirt.
Yeah, they're pretty snazzy too.
Yeah, and because no way you can get the T-shirt unless you do the fun run. So that's part of the thing is after you've gone and done, and when you told everybody what bubble things you did, no shirt, no proof. So you need a shirt. So please support, and then like we said, all of that's going. The proceeds from the bubble run are going to help Boys and Girls Club here in Roswell, and help them, especially since their resources have been pretty depleted due to the fires and flooding in Ruidoso going on right now. So it's a big deal. Just all the time. Is there anything we missed? Anything that we definitely wanted to cover that
we hit our sponsors?
I got sidebar because of coffee and dogs.
Yep, we got our presenting sponsors.
Good deal. And of course, we obviously will have you guys coming in as we get close to the event. We just want to remind things. But, well, let me ask this. So I know we said booster full, but is there still sponsorship offered? Like if someone said, I love this, I'd like to sponsor something.
If you want to give us money, you can give us
That's
money,
what I'm saying.
but we can't put your information on anything because all of that's already gone to the printers.
Gotcha. But if you do want to support and you're not looking for recognition, please reach out because the Health Council, it's a nonprofit. Everything is done. It's raised by local raised or through grants and, the various ways that nonprofits obtain money. So this is all really volunteers and grassroots. So if you want to support it and love to see what we do and like to see more of it, like if you say, man, this is great, y'all should do this, awesome. It takes money to do that. Pony it up.
Right. Well, and that's how we pay mammograms in the
all these free
immunizations.
services you're getting. They're not free. Someone's paying for them. It's just not you. And that's the generosity of people in our community and the Health Council itself raising money to cover the costs for these services because it does cost money to bring out specialized people and specialized equipment to do these things.
Yeah. This year Chimera kicked in a little extra so we could do some more mammograms this year so we can offer more.
It's great to see our medical partners coming in. Eastern, Loveless, Chimera, they're all. Throughout the years, all of these entities have been highly involved in health fair, and will continue to do.
They're always a part of it, and we are happy for that.
But again, more information, you can go find the Health Council's Facebook page. Give out the web address again.
ChavezCountyHC.org.
Very good. Or better yet, call 211. Or call 211, and then they'll tell you everything you need to know. Please remember, 211 is not an emergency hotline. If you got an issue and it's 2 a.m, call 911. Don't call 211. Poor folks that have to answer that are probably asleep. It's not an emergency. Wait till work hours and then we'll get you. But but if you do need resources, please don't hesitate to call it. But like I said, it's not an emergency hotline. No, it's not for emergency stuff. If you're just trying to find a doctor, please call during human being alive and awake hours.
You regular people hours.
Yeah. Well, thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
All right. It's 9:57. What, this hour just disappeared. We got to take a quick break before they kick me off the radio.
The FBI says it has now confirmed more than a dozen fires, including the Salt Fire that had devastated Ruidoso, were human-caused. Damage continues to mount almost weekly because of floods along the burn scar. The FBI said in a statement this week that it's investigating a man and his girlfriend for possibly starting 16 fires on the Mescalero Apache Indian Reservation between May 3rd and June 18th. The pair has been positively linked to 6 fires. Footprints of a Vans brand shoe were found at multiple scenes, matching the man's girlfriend's shoes. Neither has been formally charged with a crime, so their names are not yet being released. Roswell residents will soon have more affordable housing options with the development of El Toro Community, a neighborhood with single-family homes. At the June meeting, the New Mexico Mortgage Finance Authority Board of Directors approved a $3 million New Mexico Housing Trust Fund revolving construction line of credit to Artisans Guild Contracting, LLC, for the development of the El Toro community. You're up to date. I'm Jared Sorello.
Running a business is tough. Operational demands change fast, and keeping up can feel impossible. That's where DSI comes in. We've been helping local businesses thrive for over 25 years. You might know us for printer products, but we're your one-stop shop for cutting-edge office technology. From managed IT to video security, audio-visual technology, and more, DSI has everything you need. We're flexible, local, and have the resources of a national corporation. Be more productive. Make more money. DSI, the heartbeat of business. Visit dsinn.com.
All sports are right around the corner for New Mexico high schools, and some teams like the Roswell girls soccer team are anxious to have another go at it after a really tough season last year. Roswell last year was 1-15 with 3 ties and 0-6 in district play. In fact, the Lady Coyotes only had 8 goals the entire season, so looking to better that performance, you've got some returnees. Olacia Herrera, she's a junior now. She had one of those goals last year. Leslie Armendariz is back. She had a couple of assists, and Emily Esquivel is a senior. She's also back. They've also got goaltenders that are back who had a lot of experience. Elena Macias is now a sophomore, and Jasmine Cadena, a senior for the Coyotes. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
Strong women need strong partners to help them lead their healthiest lives. At Artesia General Hospital, Dr. Scott Beard and nurse practitioner Lori Crockett deliver compassionate, holistic care to women at every age and stage. From routine checkups to diagnostic testing and specialty services like urogynecology, you can expect the most innovative, personalized care close to home. Learn more about women's services at Artesia General Hospital online at artesiageneral.com/women or by calling 575-736-8394. Many women's services are also offered in Carlsbad.
Maybe your AC unit needs a little tender, loving care. If you don't know where to turn, then you don't know Jack. In fact, they're downright funky. Let the boys at Fergie's Plumbing and Heating get your AC unit ice cold, just like some of my lady friends. Don't let any fool make you lose your cool. Fergie's Plumbing and Heating. If you don't know Fergie, then you don't know Jack. 632-2668.
Roswell's home for talk radio is 106.5 FM, KEND Roswell.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Jeremy House. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will speak before Congress today in hopes of bolstering U.S. support for continuing Israel's fight against Hamas and other adversaries. Also on SRNews.com, Middle East expert John Altman at the Center for Strategic and International Studies says Netanyahu is due at the White House on Thursday, but that could change after today's address to Congress.
I can imagine if the congressional address differs a lot from what people have been telegraphing, which is that it's going to be a sort of consensus-driven, good behavior, how much we're cooperating kind of talk, that if Netanyahu turns sharply critical of the White House in his congressional address, there could be some scheduling problems getting the meetings he wants at the White House the next day.
The arrival of Netanyahu has touched off a flurry of protests in the nation's capital, including a sit-in at a congressional office building that ended with multiple arrests. Some of the demonstrations have condemned Israel, but others have expressed support. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Democratic leadership betrayed the country and voters by convincing President Biden not to continue his bid for re-election.
48 hours ago, just over 100 days before an election, Democrat Party bosses forced Joe Biden off the ballot. They invalidated the votes of more than 14 million Americans who went through the small d democratic process and chose their nominee for president.
House Republicans are quickly pivoting their focus from Mr. Biden to his possible successor, Vice President Kamala Harris. Speaking of Harris, she is going to the solidly Republican state of Indiana today to speak to a key Democratic constituency. On Wall Street, the Dow is off 345 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
There's been a fatal plane crash at a Nepali airport.
A domestic plane has crashed just after taking off from the airport serving Nepal's capital. At least 18 people died, their bodies transported to a morgue. The only survivor was one of the pilots, who had eye injuries and has been taken to hospital for treatment. The Sora Airlines plane was heading from Kathmandu to the resort town of Pokhara. The plane had just taken off and turned right before it crashed in the eastern section of the airport. It's the monsoon rainy season, but it was not raining at the time of the crash. Visibility was low across the capital, however. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Bangladesh is crawling back to normalcy after more than a week of chaos over student protests involving a quota system in government jobs. Most of the country remained without internet on Wednesday, but thousands of cars were on the streets of the capital after authorities relaxed a curfew. News and analysis at townhall.com. Problems at Delta Airlines following a global technology outage continue.
The outage began Thursday night into Friday morning, and most airlines have recovered from it. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says Delta is still canceling or delaying flights. More than 500,000 passengers have been impacted,
including people being on hold for hours and hours trying to get a new flight, people having to sleep on airport floors, even accounts of unaccompanied minors being stranded in airports.
Buttigieg says he has spoken to the airline CEO.
Delta will live up to their passenger service commitments, specific commitments that we secured from Delta in 2022.
That includes free rebooking and to provide hotels and meals when there's a lengthy delay. Ed Donahue, Washington.
Tesla's second quarter net income fell 45% compared with a year ago as the company's global electric vehicle sales tumbled. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to our number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Yes, welcome to it.
Yeah, I hope your day's going well.
Mm-hmm.
Super well.
The Market Lamb Show is underway as we speak.
All right.
At the Eastern Mexico State Fair for the Chavez County Fair. You can follow along at ksvptv.com. Click on the Chavez County Fair link, and you'll see all the shows we've already recorded, plus the Lamb Show happening right now.
I wonder if any of the contestants in the Market Lamb Show has a name of Mary. And you think they get a hard time? Mary showing a lamb.
Yeah, you got to imagine.
At the market lamb show.
You got to imagine. Especially if that lamb happens to be maybe a little undersized. If Mary has a little lamb.
His fleece was white with snow.
Whose fleece she liked to show.
It'd be very funny if Mary showing a lamb at the market.
Well, she just wanted to go to the fair to get a funnel cake, but see, here's the thing. Everywhere that Mary went, the lamb was sure to go. It followed her to fair one day.
That's right.
Which was against the rules. They made the children laugh and play to see a lamb at fair. It didn't rhyme. I bailed.
Should have stayed under Tuffet.
So are we now?
Yeah, we're just crossing.
Are we making canon
Yes.
that Miss Muffet's first name is Mary? Her name is Mary Muffet.
I'm filling in the blanks.
There
the
you
whole
go.
story.
Hi, I'm Mary Muffet. I developed a 3-pack-a-day habit after the spider took my cheese kinds.
I lived near London Bridge when it fell down.
Mary Muffet was responsible for all of the nursery rhymes.
Just hit the ball.
I remember this one time I did a ring around this chick named Rosie. I just love giving her that voice.
Feels very Simpsons-esque.
It's kind of like, have you ever seen the later years of Judy Garland interviews?
Uh-huh.
She turned into such a salty chick. I mean, she hated everyone and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And she just had this voice.
Yeah, the smokers.
Yeah. I've been doing cigarettes and amphetamines since I was on set of Wizard of Oz.
Lucille Ball, same way, in her later years, sounded very much like that.
Lucy got a deeper voice than Desi.
There's like a whole fascinating story that Lucille Ball tells on some radio show or something, where she was picking up radio stations in her teeth. Like there was some...
Seriously?
Yeah, like some hill or something there in California where I guess the radio towers are, and I guess some fillings in her teeth were picking up the signals. She could actually hear some AM station in her ears. Because
for like
teeth.
fillings, or
yeah, that's what she claimed. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, she was. I don't remember. I heard it years and years ago.
I
but
mean,
I remember hearing and seeing the interview. Yeah.
It would be weird to have voices in your head, but it would be weirder if that voice was Casey Kasem.
On with the countdown,
Lucy. I'm talking to you. They're coming for you. And now, the Beach Boys.
Desi wants half. On with the countdown. Oh man, but yeah, that was the thing.
That's crazy. Yeah, I've heard rumors of people like picking up like radio signals with like metal plates in their head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, does that happen anymore? Because I feel like for a long time the metal plate in your head thing was like it was happening to everybody.
Right.
I haven't heard about a metal plate in someone's head in years.
To be quite honest, I've never heard of a metal plate in a real world situation.
Is it a TV trope that we've all just kind of picked up?
That's the thing I always wonder. I don't actually know someone with a metal plate in their head. It's always in movies. It's always, usually in comedies, to be honest. And 30% of them are Randy Quaid.
Exactly. Which leads me to believe he actually has a metal plate in his head.
Yeah.
But it's the same theory I have with the swirly.
Yeah.
I've never in my entire life met another human being that has seen, given, or received a swirly.
Yeah.
But yet it's prevalent in movies and TV shows, which makes me think it's strictly a TV trope that we've just taken into the real world.
Maybe the metal plate is the quicksand of the 80s, Yeah, we're all worried about quicksand.
Which, okay, so it was like a month ago. There was reports of a series of reports of people getting stuck in sand off this beach, and I can't remember where it was, but it was actual quicksand.
Oh, real stuff.
Like it was actual,
the real McCoy.
Yeah, but apparently quicksand doesn't work nearly like it does on TV.
If you died from it, it's your own fault.
It's okay. What it is, it's now referred to as an oobleck.
Ooh.
It's always been referred to that, but people know it now as an oobleck.
I feel like that's a Dr. Seuss term.
It's not actually. So you can actually make a version of an oobleck with cornstarch and water.
Yeah, my wife did it for kids.
Exactly.
In Dr. Seuss Day Week.
It's a substance that, when pushed down upon, is hard, but when given any chance to loosen up, will just dissolve as if it's a liquid.
Yeah, but what came first? The Dr.
Quicksand or the
Seuss?
oobleck.
Or the oobleck. Like, I feel like Dr. Seuss invented this.
I don't know where the name came from. Honestly, I really have no idea where the name actually came from. But that's what quicksand is it's a form of an oobleck, which, because if you think about it, cornstarch is
God's little science project.
Exactly. It's like little. I've heard it described as like little ball bearings.
Gotcha.
And it's got that kind of consistency.
Okay.
So when that is mixed with water, similar to sand, it can create that substance. So an oobleck was formed off the coast of some beach in Florida, and people were getting stuck in this in it.
Is it edible?
It's not. It's really not. And if it was, you wouldn't want to.
These people are just sinking in it, rhyming.
But can you imagine?
Yeah.
Just, you finally came to terms with the fact that quicksand was just a thing in children's TV shows. You're walking along a beach one day and all of a sudden you're stuck in quick. You're like, I thought it wasn't real.
Some guy on the side going, it's actually oobleck.
That doesn't help me right now. But the idea is,
one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Say it.
With an oobleck, I would not, could not in the quicksand. If you push down on it with enough effort, you can pull yourself out. So that's why it's not as dangerous as everyone has made it out to be.
Sure, yeah, it's literally like stand up.
Never mind that poor horse in the labyrinth. All right, we don't talk about that.
Get the rope. Just stand up.
Toss me an aid. Just push down.
Right.
There, it's your aid.
That's almost like the that old joke about the guy ice fishing. There's no fish here. The guy, sign from God. You know this joke, right? It's older than dirt. Do you not know?
I'm not off from my top of my head.
So I'm about to tell a 7,000-year-old joke.
Joke time.
So man's out ice fishing. Goes out, cuts a hole, starts fishing. All of a sudden, he hears a voice from out in the ether. There is no fish here. He's like, oh, is that you, God? So he's, oh, wow, thanks. And moves and goes to another spot, goes fishing. All of a sudden, he hears, there is no fish here. Thank you, God. And then finally goes a third one, same thing, no fish here. He goes, are you God? He goes, no, I'm the ice rink manager. That's the joke.
That sounds like a very East Coast joke. We don't have a lot of ice rink humor here in the desert.
Oh, I figured it trickled down this way.
No.
Yeah, it's 100 years old.
That's pretty great.
It's up there with Bring Me My Brown
I was going to say it's right up there with why does Poland not have an ice hockey team? It's because they drowned during spring training.
Yeah, those are. Bring me my brown pants.
That one. See, that one. That's a classic.
That one, you know.
Oh, dude. It was, we were driving, I was with my kids the other day and we were driving along and some song came on from like 2 years ago. It was just a couple of years old. My daughter said, classic. I know, I had to reach back and you little, how dare you? Classic from Chris Brown.
Here's an old one from Justin Bieber.
Which, I mean, now granted, perspective, if you think about it, to her, it's reminiscent of a different era. But boy, howdy, that's like, you make me feel stupid old. Thank you for that.
Legendary artist Billie Eilish. Icon. Legendary. Paul McCartney. Who?
Yeah. It's sad. It's very sad.
Yep.
Age.
I was reading, and it's, I don't recommend, but I got caught in one of the waste of time click on clickbait things, and I'm a mark for some of these. I just am. I know I'm 50. You have to give it to me. All right. I'm aware that it's a road to nowhere.
I can't help myself. This is his boomer sword. Okay?
Yeah, this is it.
He will die on this hill.
This is right. I'm going to do it. I can't help it. But so I was doing it, and it was talking about like body language and all the different, and some of them are pretty common sense. But one that makes sense that I never thought about, but makes sense, and it's about, and this could be a lot of, how men and women, when they communicate with each other in a comfort thing. Women, generally, I'm speaking generalities here, I'm not talking about individually. Women generally prefer when they have these comfortable face-to-face, like you and I right now looking at each other.
Gazing into each other's eyes.
Where
deeply.
Where dudes, connect that way, sitting side by side, not looking at each other.
Right.
They're kind of like sitting on the bench near each,
staring out into the same.
yes, looking out into the lake or whatever it is, and so generally, that's men generally prefer to converse in that comfortable way that way, while women. So so the thing said, so ladies, if you see a guy kind of turn to the side when he's talking, it's not, that's his.
Well, that's also a side of autism.
Yeah.
I have this thing where, and if this is why I'm thinking,
but I'm like that, so it kind of makes sense to me because I'm kind of like that. I prefer to I'm the guy who's to sit at the lake and have the deep conversation.
When I go into character, when I go into a bit, I'll look off into the distance because I don't want to see the what the reactions of whatever or whoever's around me. So I'll just kind of look off into the distance, and it turns out that's actually a sign of autism. But I understand what you're saying is guys have a tendency to just kind of 1,000-yard stare, for lack of a better term.
That's how we process better or whatever. I don't know,
if you think about it, most of those deep talks are like two guys gazing out on a lake, and they're having a moment. Or,
every father-son conversation is usually a fishing pole not looking at each other, like hanging off a dock or something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I barely remember my dad's face except for pictures. And this is what popped into my head, King of the Hill.
Yeah.
How they would all just stand in the alley looking off into the distance and just
converse. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's dudes in a nutshell.
There you go.
That's
no, this is dudes in a nutshell. Help, we're in a nutshell.
All right, Austin Powers.
I'll get the bit in where I can.
I'm impressed I remember that right. Let me give you the rundown for this hour. Greg Birch is patiently waiting in the other room. But yes, artist Greg Birch is going to join us, give us an update on some of his various paintings and works he's got going on, book covers and what have you here. Debuting.
Yes.
Maybe you weren't supposed to preview
Wooden
that.
shoe. Was I not supposed to?
No, I think you're fine.
I'm not gonna read it then. Okay, that'll be a spoiler alert for the
You're
I think
fine.
2 people that are watching us online.
You're fine. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Don't do that to me.
He just said it there, I think. But top secret.
I won't say it. I won't say what it is.
But he'll give us an update on what he's got going on here. And later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, Wall Street business update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. But first, for your listening pleasure, your Pecos Valley weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Not much going on for the next few days with that big high pressure system staying put for a while. We're looking at mid-90s for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine. Overnight will be clear with upper 60s and then upper 90s for the afternoon high on Thursday and sunny. Looks like we'll hang around in the upper 90s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Lots of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 70 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity's at 68% with winds out of the northwest at 5 miles per hour. Widespread haze today, but sunny otherwise, and a high of 96. Northwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 67 degrees. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. For you Thursday, 97 and sunny tomorrow. Winds out of the southwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, mostly clear with an overnight low of 70 degrees. South winds 5 to 10. Friday, sunny and 98. South winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Right now, they're tacking on a 20% chance of rain Friday night. We'll see what that shapes up to be. Saturday, sunny and 97. Sunny and 98 on Sunday. And sunny and 99 when you head back to it on Monday. All right, it is 8:21. We're going to take a 3.5-minute break, and then artist Greg Birch will join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Upgrade from your old vehicle into a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle for less during the summer sales event at the all-new Roswell Ford. From now till the end of the month, Roswell Ford needs to sell 58 new Ford and quality pre-owned vehicles to hit our sales goal. So we'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. Upside down in your loan or stuck in your lease? Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. Right now, get huge savings with rates as low as 0% for 66 months. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell, or online at roswellford.com. $15.15 per thousand finance on select new Ford models with approved credit.
You've heard of a Four Seasons room, but have you heard of a Four Seasons window? Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing and Windows. It might surprise you to learn many windows are built to handle only the cold or only the heat, but not both. In Southeast New Mexico, one or the other doesn't cut it. That's why Trustmark windows are built to handle our Four Seasons climate, the scorching summers, the bone-chilling winters, and everything in between. Special glass coating blocks extreme UV rays. A stout frame prevents warping from the extreme weather changes. And insulated glass is like putting your home in a giant styrofoam cooler in the winter and keeps cold out and warmth in. And in the summer, it keeps heat out and cool in. For our Four Seasons weather, get Four Seasons windows. Call today for your no-obligation spring window assessment. 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Every piece of land has a story, written by those who work it. But everyone's story is different. So the question is, how will you tell yours? Behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, mower, or Gator utility vehicle. Run with us and start telling your story today.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Bob Reed Pest Control protects you and your home by controlling pests that invade. Bob Reed Pest Control understands the importance of safety in and around your home from unwanted pests. Protect your family's most important investment, your home, and protect your children and pets from the dangers of poisonous bugs and insects. Call Bob Reed Pest Control today and let our fully licensed pest control professionals start working for you and your family. Find us fast in names and numbers. Call 623-5344, serving all of Southeast New Mexico.
Wakefield Oil Express has the highest quality service in Roswell with a 17-point full-service oil change that includes a full wash and vacuum at their car wash. You won't find a better deal. They also offer full synthetic oil changes, fuel and cabin filter replacements, and will even check your battery. Their Tunnel Wash isn't afraid of dirty vehicles. They have the best value wash in town with free vacuums. They even offer wash passes that can be used for multiple vehicles. Next time you need your oil changed, go to the fast and efficient Wakefield Oil Express and let them earn your business. 3204 North Main, Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 25 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning, artist Greg Birch back with us. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm not too bad.
Good.
Can't complain.
Of course, if you're not familiar, Greg's joined us a bunch of times on the radio here and various our paintings here, but read as an artist who not only, obviously if you need a painting commission, Greg will be happy to take care of you. Quite frankly, that's how he pays his bills, so he would love for that to do that for you. However, your passions are really these historical, whether it's book covers, whether it's paintings to recreate lost history in New Mexico or anything like that. So that's kind of in between the commission work. This is kind of your passion project.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we've just kind of giving people updates on various things like throughout the years. Odds are pretty good. If you go to the various buildings in town, there's a Greg Birch piece of artwork somewhere in there, from the chamber to the museums to to even the American Legion buildings. Their paintings are quite prevalent in town here.
Yes, sir.
Good deal.
No, the big one right now is that I got in with the Rome Art Show.
Excellent.
And now this is the
Rome, Italy, right?
Yes.
Not Rome, New York, or Rome, Georgia, or something.
We're going across the pond.
As in Rome, Italy.
But No, these are the big boys on the block. And, no matter how I put this, it's going to come out wrong. And I don't mean that's not my intent. But this ain't the hobby show.
Yeah, this is the thousands of years of history and art and,
every country is represented.
This is Michelangelo level stuff here.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
To get in with these guys, I mean, I've been going for 3 years to try to do it, and I finally got accepted.
Okay.
And once you get accepted, their deal is that you may make it once in your lifetime to this show. You may make it twice, 3 times. It depends on you.
Or you never see it at all.
Yeah. But to get accepted into it, to do the showing, that is what takes the work.
Gotcha.
There was a lady, and she was giving me a hard time saying that it's so much money in this and that and everything like that. But you're also playing with the big guys here.
Sure.
And
it's probably by design because, they want to deter the casual. And so they're going to make it hard and make it convoluted to see who's really
interested.
Exactly. Yeah.
But their statement piece at the very top of it, whenever they send it to you, it says we only accept the best of the best. And that's all that they got here. Now, the representatives that show up to this thing is like Ford Motor Company, Bugatti.
Who's who in industry.
But your average painting can be no less than $15,000.
Oh, wow.
And then it goes up from there. And then they've got their own adjudicator, and they come in and then they say, okay, can it stay at 15,000 or does it go above?
So this is kind of like the authority on some of this stuff.
Right. But you're not
setting value.
You're not playing with just, people
with opinions.
Paint by numbers.
Yeah. These are people with steroid, this is what they do. This is the history. These are the people that spent thousands of hours in college and in libraries and whatever doing their.
But like I said, it's going to come out wrong, and I don't mean for it to. That's not my intent.
Sure.
That's not where I'm going with this, because
you're just trying to show the fact that it's pretty exclusive, pretty. This isn't just something the average person can roll up and do.
As an artist, you got to have your own goals.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there's things that I want to do that my biggest passion is always going to be giving back. I don't feel like that I can give back more than what I sell.
Sure.
Because that's not why I do this. But at the same token, doing this art show, this was like one of my biggest goals personally, because I felt like that this would put my staple on my art, where I stand in the world. Because, like I said, every country is going to be here.
Sure.
I get to see
building your reputation, basically.
I get to see Aboriginal art.
Oh, wow.
But I've already told them I've got some personal issues that I'm trying to take care of, so this year it ain't looking like it's going to happen.
Okay.
Because it happens in September.
Okay.
And they put it here at the end of it, and for me, I went out there and trying to get my dadgum passport. Well, if you fly, you have to have the book. I found this out. If you're going to just be like on a ship cruise or anything like that, you can get the card.
Okay.
So I was like, wow, okay. Well, that's $130 right there.
Gotcha.
To ship, I can ship up to 10 paintings. Now, just standard shipping alone is $79.
I'm about to say it's probably
uninsured.
A lot more than that. Yeah.
If I go UPS, it's twice that amount.
Yeah.
But anyway, I told them that I would like to try it for next year, because once you're accepted, you're in. You go automatically to the top of the list. You don't have to resubmit, reapply, none of that stuff. You're automatically
So they
in.
kind of hold your place a little bit.
Pretty much.
Gotcha.
But I presented them with over 160 pieces that I've done. So I gave them a big sampling of everything from...
And that's, I imagine, what they want. I mean, you can't, because if they're looking for the greatest of the great, you can't roll in with one painting. You know what I'm saying? You got to show a history of this is what you're dedicated to, this is what you do. You just can't come in and went to Hobby Lobby, pick up a canvas and some paints and brushes and did something, said, there she goes.
Yeah. and I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that.
Sure. That's how art goes. But if you're getting to the level of which we're speaking.
Yes.
Now, the average person to create it, please do that. That's amazing. That's a great thing. But if you're talking about getting into, where you're like the Louvre, these level of type things.
Yes.
This is this is a different level, different circle of fish that we're talking about.
Exactly.
And so for them, you got to impress them. You got to show that you're dedicated, that you're proven, that this is what you're committed to, that you're not just a Johnny-come-lately, that you are a dedicated to the craft that is art. And once you've proven that, then they'll give you the keys.
And one of the things that really convinced them that they were there's 3 people that sent me emails once I got accepted, and they really love the history side of the paintings. They love the abstracts that I do. They love the Leonardo da Vinci one, and then how I color shifted it to be in blue light. They was like, oh, this one's got to come. But no, they really spoke high of it, and that kind of made me proud because it represented New Mexico, and then it represented my hometown, which is Roswell.
And then people because for folks, we've talked in past here, you are a classically trained artist. You went to school, the techniques, everything. You learn the rules. So now you can bend them and break them to your will.
Exactly. I throw them out the window. Trust me.
But that being said, to do that, you have to go through that. So not only is it about maybe the subject and the feel of it, but it is truly the technique, the way in which you paint, the way in which you infuse the colors, the styles of paints, the way in which you, that is as much of importance and being measured here as the theme of what the art subject is.
Exactly.
And so
you got to have a color palette. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And then from that color palette, man, then you can go into dimension and perspective. And
so that's that's what. So it's not just oh, I like that painting. It looks good to me. It's way more than that. This is it's like gymnastics or the Olympics around the corner here. Most of us watch gymnastics or watching, oh, that looked good, but the judges are looking at something completely different here.
Exactly.
And we just, we don't have a lifetime in that world to understand what that is.
Yeah, and in 2/3 of that, I would hate to be the judge.
Yeah,
for real.
Yeah. But art is very much at this level the very same way.
But see, in this one is nothing but a showing and a sell. They give the artist, and this is what I like about it. If a painting is sold, they get no money. Yeah, all the money goes back to the artist. They don't charge an entry fee
they
or
give
nothing.
the seal of approval, like this is legit.
Exactly.
It's almost like the Better Business Bureau for artwork. It's like this is a certified upper class legit art piece. It's kind of that seal of approval.
Well, and see, we know that Jay-Z, for most people that don't know who he is, he's a rapper. Used to be, let's put it that way. Married to Beyonce.
He wasn't a A-list celebrity at one point or another in his career.
But he's one of the world's biggest art collectors. And he spends millions of dollars on paintings. Will he be there? I don't know. But these are the type of people that are at this event.
The eyeballs in your art gets significantly bigger wallets.
But exactly. And it wasn't to make the sale, but it was to be helping New Mexico get back on the map, helping Roswell get on the map.
Sure.
And I'm just a local country nobody boy.
Sure.
And people ask me, well, how come you don't put a price listing on Facebook? I want to be the type of artist that, and I'm going to always be that way. I feel like that if you put a price tag on it, people look at it and say, well, okay, that's like Versace. You're not going to change your mind. If I don't have a price tag on it, that means that let me help you get that painting.
Right.
Because there was a lady that lives here in town, and she's listening right now. Big time follower, big time fan of my art and stuff like that. But anyway, she had a picture of her and her son, and they were out in Montana, and there was this buffalo, and it was close to their vehicle, and she took a picture of it. I never saw this picture. Anyway, back when I was in a gallery, I had that painting up there, and she wanted it, and I had it listed for $1,500. And she wanted it real bad, and she was on a fixed income. And now this is no joke. I came down to her, and I said, well, ma'am, what can you afford? And she was like, I can afford $200. I said, then I'll get the painting for you. And I let her have it for the $200. Now, that's no joke.
Sure.
And that's how I feel that if I don't put a price tag on my art and you really want it, let's make it happen.
And that's what, at the end of the day, that's what art is. Art is, and what an art means something different to everybody. And that particular work meant something different to her than someone else that may look at that piece of work. And so it's kind of, it's so different than, okay, it costs X amount of dollars to produce X amount of gallons of milk. All right, do the numbers. Here's the math. It's $3 a gallon or whatever that price you come up with is. Art's a whole different ballpark. 10 people look at it and someone says, man, that is worth millions. That's priceless to me. I want it on my wall. And some people said, my day is not changed one way or another, whether that's in my world or not. And so how do you put a price on it? So one person, $5 is too much.
Exactly.
For some person, they're like, oh my gosh, you get $5. That's not worthy of the price. You're being disrespectful here. That's art.
Exactly.
And so that's why some idiot paid $100,000 for a banana taped to a wall.
Don't even get me going down that right now. Don't even get me going down that.
But that's but when you get into that world and of course, and this is what we're talking about. So what Greg, the first part of this conversation is kind of going through the process of getting that official seal of approval from the highest in the art world, saying that this man is
legit.
His work is legit. Whatever you pay for it, it's worth every penny of it.
Exactly.
That's kind of what it is,
But I could have never imagined in 100 years that I would be here.
Sure.
I mean, but there again, it was one of them deals that at a young age I could draw, paint, and it was just a gift, if you want to say. Where some people struggle with it, I just don't.
Yeah, and that's me. Where I'm good at talking into it, but if you ask me to draw a tree I'll be like, oh boy, we're in trouble.
Yeah, you better get a big piece.
We're gonna be here a while. But yeah, that's
moving on from that one. I mean that one to me that is a self-accolade.
Absolutely.
And I'm sorry.
Well, that's a huge feather in your cap, and you should be very proud of that. That's a big
that's for
deal.
me, really.
Well, and to be honest, this is kind of cementing what I'm talking about when we have you on every time. Look, if you're looking for this, Greg's legit. This is what we're talking about. He's someone that he's spent his entire life studying art, producing art, and making art. This is what he does for a living. Artists, yes. And to be honest, I'm not trying to deter or besmirch young artists. Please keep doing your thing. I'm just telling you, if you're looking for artwork and you're looking for an artist, Greg has literally a resume that is pretty impressive and pretty thick. That he can probably handle whatever vision you're trying to create here.
I try.
Now that being said, let's get some updates on Goddard. Let's and some of the book covers. We got so many, and I don't want to get a chance to miss those this time either.
We need to get moving here. The last time that I was in here, I was going to talk to you about the Robert H. Goddard painting, and we got off on a whole new tangent.
Which never happens on this show.
No. But anyway, I was sent a picture, and it's from the Palace of the Governors, an old picture of Robert H. Goddard.
Okay.
So I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it in a different setting.
Okay.
The biggest thing is who's going to get the donation.
Okay.
That one I'm kind of keeping under wraps.
Okay.
But I do want the public to see it because really, to me, what is flight in Roswell? I mean, where did all roads lead basically through?
Sure.
To me, it was Robert H. Goddard.
Absolutely. He's the father of rocketry, really. He is the...
And this one is a dedication big time to, I believe, that man's legacy. And I hope that I do it respect whenever I do it. Well, I can't say whenever I do it. I mean, it's half done.
Yeah, when I get done with it.
The biggest thing is like I said, who's going to get it? Where would I want it to be donated to get the most showcase?
We got several entities in town that feature prominently Goddard in some way, shape, or form.
Exactly, but not in this way.
Yes.
But it was...
Well, and that's just, I think it should be more, because I be honest, I think if you ask the average Roswellian, and you put a lineup of pictures and said which one's Robert Goddard, they'd be like, I don't know, that guy there, I don't know. Most people wouldn't spot it in a lineup, So
the prominent thing that I've noticed through all the photographs that I went through, and this one particular one that, like I said, came from the Palace of the Governors, he wore a hat.
Okay.
Kind of like Oppenheimer.
Okay, I don't remember a lot of photos or anything of him in a hat, so that's probably a rarity.
He's wearing a hat, and it's kind of like an Oppenheimer.
Okay, and usually the times I've seen it, it's like when he's on the pad or out like in the field. It's not like the posed portrait-y photos,
Nope.
Yeah.
But it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about it.
Cool.
Let's see what else. I knew that this was going to happen.
Well, I know some book covers that we got.
Yes, Cindy Sloan Butts. I just finished, or she just finished this book.
Yeah, she does all the in between. And Greg handles the front and the back.
Well, she handles the back.
Okay, I got some of your artwork bleed over to the back too.
But anyway, she's working on another book right now as we're speaking. But here's this one. I don't know. We always get this jacked up.
You can kind of tell. It looks like someone's in a internment camp, something of that nature, where someone's in the inside out looking in, and you can kind of tell the barbed wire there, the Holocaust with the Star of David.
Now this is the West.
That's really cool.
And this right here was in the Netherlands.
Okay.
And this one here, whenever it first started, they said that this was the least harshest of camps.
Okay. The cupcake camp of all the, like if you want to put it in a term that way, of the.
And what they did is that all the planes that were shot down or anything like that, they would have the people come through that was in these camps, and they would tear them apart. And this is where Anne Frank went to first before she went to Auschwitz.
Okay.
And anybody that knows anything about Anne Frank, they were there at the Netherlands here in Amsterdam, and then her family, they get shipped out to Auschwitz, and all of them die except for her dad. He survives. They've got a brick inlay here, and I posted it on my page here a while back. Just stacks of bricks, and each one of the bricks represented the people who died at this camp. And basically in this camp, they would just use a bucket to use the bathrooms in. That's it. And once they overflowed, stuff like that, it just
overflowed.
Nobody done clean up, nothing like that.
Sanitation, health, and safety, none of that was an issue or tended to in that camp, sounds like. Yeah.
And it turned into a very bad camp.
Well, probably most of them died that way.
Yeah.
That's you look at history of warfare, and you look at Revolutionary and Civil War history. You look at casualties of soldiers. More of them died of dysentery and various other health and safety issues than from a bullet.
Exactly.
I mean, don't get me wrong. A lot, especially Civil War, died from a bullet, but double that number died from health and safety issues. Dysentery and just not E. coli, all the various things that happens in those.
And there again, the inhumane. The stuff that just the cover. It really took me back because I really wanted the cover to show some kind of respect to the Jewish
particularly
community.
in our day and age where we're seeing a lot of pushback on Holocaust, and I never thought I'd fathom in my life where there's people that are kind of denying the existence of that, and in my lifetime I never thought I'd see that, and we're starting to see that. So now more than ever, sometimes these books, we need to remind people.
And
look,
it is. It's a part of history that is hard to talk about.
Yes.
I understand that people don't want
but
to.
We got to, because if we don't, guess what could happen?
Exactly.
All over again. This is how we stop these things from happening, is by putting them in museums and putting them in books and putting this information out there for people, not celebrating it.
No.
We're not going to make statues in town squares for these folks, but we keep them in the museums. We keep them in the books, so we know what these people did,
And it just shows to me that, and especially the more that books that I do for her, because she does such a beautiful job as an author. But also, the more that I uncover on certain things, even the Billy the Kid history, you give somebody just a little bit of an authority, and if they're not mentally in the right place, man, do they abuse it.
Yeah, well, that's what
history has proven time and time again.
What is the saying about absolute power corrupts absolutely? Something like that. I'm butchering the term, but you get the gist of it. You power in the wrong hands is power, and that's why that's why the United States Constitution, I'm not trying to get a lesson here, but this is what it is to prevent that very thing. So one person or one entity doesn't have so much power that they can control everything.
But
checks and balances, that's the whole key. But anyway, we're getting off topic.
True.
Another soapbox for another day here. But my point is this stuff is there, and I mentioned, so we remember and don't repeat, but also I always look at it is if we don't remember and do these, then the people that died in these camps, the people that died in these situations, they die in vain.
Yeah.
And if nothing else, their death can be a lesson to the next generation to saying, please don't let this happen to your people, to your generation. We need to, and so this is why this stuff's so important. And for those folks that try to trivialize this stuff or try to deny its existence, they're real problems, and they can contribute much more harm than good. So, but anyway, that's why we keep this stuff in the history, and we keep it in the forefront, because the moment we don't, then we allow for the next person to come and do the same.
Exactly. Let's see. I've got the National Bull Riders Hall of Fame that has moved to Oklahoma. I've got a painting there that has been accepted. Just waiting to get it all finished up, and then make the trip over there. And then the Pony Express is all coming together.
Awesome.
This is how come you said that I don't sleep at night. I find that lighting at night, whenever I paint, the paintings can look more antiquish because the lighting is you don't have the daylight light.
It's all artificial light, not natural.
Exactly.
Light. Yeah.
And it finds that I find that the paintings come off more antiquish.
Gotcha.
But anyway, these are some of the things that's in the making. The biggest thing is getting to the Rome Art Show, which is going to be in Venice.
That's so cool.
And that put New Mexico on the map.
Just curious, have you ever been to Italy or Europe, that part of Europe, or
No.
Europe at all for that matter?
No.
No.
This will be the first time.
I've been to Italy. It was northern Italy, and it was the military, so I wasn't down in Rome. That's about 6 hours south of where I was. I was up near Venice and all that. This is when we were bombing Milosevic back in the 90s. But it's a beautiful country. I mean, it's different. Everything's small, everything's different, but beautiful country. Beautiful. It's not United States.
No.
But then again, there's certain parts, too, that it's different but familiar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're like some of it, some of the stereotypical Italian stuff you think of is there, and then some of it's none of that's like that, and it's just different. But yeah, hopefully you get maybe next year you're going to be
that's what I told
there and bound and ready to go.
Hopefully I can get everything resolved here, these personal stuff, and I can get over there. But like I said, it's. This right here was a life-changing event for me. One, it put New Mexico on the map because I get to represent. I haven't heard that anybody else from New Mexico put in or even got accepted as far as of yet.
Sure. Do they have because I also understand that there is kind of an affinity for Western American West culture in Europe.
Yes.
Cowboys, that lifestyle and everything fascinates many Europeans, and so I imagine too you kind of get that niche a little bit, like it's like, oh, this is from the Southwest, this is you know what I mean, like you kind of create eye candy for them, and what I mean by that, it's like everyone has their favorite foods or whatever. It's like, oh, it's the burrito guy or whatever. I literally think because they have such an affinity, a large percentage for Southwest and Cowboy, they see you and it's like, ooh, he's the burrito guy. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
That's what I think they kind of might even look at you. It's like, oh, I love the Southwest stuff, and this man creates it and gives and gives us an image of it very well. So.
The lady that I responded to yesterday, telling her things that's going on, I couldn't even pronounce her last name if you forced me to. But anyway, it starts with the G. But she was their thing is that what is so unique with me is that I'm not in a set style.
Gotcha.
Because I can jump all the way from contemporary, to postmodern to modern.
Think of it this way: you're not looking for a Louis L'Amour modern action thriller. He doesn't write, or he didn't write those. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People pigeonhole themselves, you know, and you're that exception. You're the guy that's like, I'm Stephen King, but guess what? I'm not going to write you a scary book. Maybe I'll write you a children's book. Maybe I'll write you, you know. So think of it. If you can think of it that way, that's kind of what Greg's talking about here. He's not pigeonholed like Van Gogh. You expect a certain style of art. Picasso, a certain style of art. Greg crosses those, and he's like, one minute it'll use the techniques of Picasso, the next minute Van Gogh, the next minute, I don't know, we just made some stuff up here. I don't know what's going on. And that's
George O'Keeffe.
And correct me wrong, but that's kind of what you're explaining to people.
Yeah.
Is that.
My blending techniques I took from George O'Keeffe and then adapted them into my own. But that started in art school, where I adapted that style. And no, this one here, I was supposed to be on KOBE are talking about it, but
cool.
Yeah, because it's like I said, it's a big thing. It's a big accolade for me.
It's awesome. I'm so happy for.
And I don't want to come off sounding selfish, but I also have to set bars for myself.
Absolutely.
If I can't set them for me, then I can't expect other artists to try to reach.
You know, you're pushing your own envelopes. That's what you're doing. This is how you do it. Yeah.
But you have to. I mean, to me, you just stay stagnant.
And to be honest, that's how life works in any facet of life. Whether it's painting, whether it's business, whatever it is your passion is, you've got to achieve the highest levels of it. You got to dedicate yourself totally and fully and take risks and do things from time to time that may be out of your comfort zone, or push that envelope, or knock on doors and bust through doors sometimes that when they don't open the door for you, you know, you kind of do that.
That's where I'm trying to find it, that, you know, I'm trying to remain just that, not that aw shucks country guy, but
the balance.
Man, I was born country.
Right.
I mean, I was in 4-H FFA around here in Roswell growing up, and I've been nothing but country my whole life, and that's how I want to come across.
Sure.
And it's like, I just want people to approach me, and the higher I go, I don't want none of that to be like, well, he's just a jerk to be around.
Right. You want to keep it about the art, not about the personalities, and you go where the art takes you, and never let the path change who you are.
Exactly.
That's all it is. We're almost out of time.
Gotcha.
But I want to get. Is there any more updates we missed? I want to give you a chance. Did we cover them, or did we? I know we get so many sidetracked.
Yeah, I know. I've got so many in the fire. And
well, we'll just have to.
Some of them are just out there, and I'll have to.
We'll just have to do it next time.
And
absolutely. But if anybody is interested in maybe getting a work commissioned by Greg here, or if you have questions, or maybe you're a history fan and art and want to kind of chew over a cup of coffee with Greg here on some of this stuff, chew the fat here on this stuff. What's the best way to reach out to? Is it through Facebook or social media?
It's still Facebook.
Okay.
I'm working on a legitimate web page.
Gotcha.
There is some things in the work. Just letting some
Coming
other
soon.
doors. Other doors have to open before these doors open.
Sure.
And so I'm keeping some of them kind of quiet.
And let's face it, creative people are very good at creative. Sometimes the technical side eludes you a little bit.
Yeah,
I know that. Just because I'm that way. In my creative brain, there's certain things that work that way, and other things I'm like, yeah, I'm not equipped. And I'm getting pretty sure you probably have some of those same tendencies.
And it's these other doors have to open. These other steps have to take first step before I can get to that.
Absolutely. So reach out, Greg Birch on Facebook, Gregg, two G's on the end, and then Birch, and it should pop right up. Maybe type in a Roswell NM.
Just think of a stuttering Paulo. Greg.
I'd find it very odd if there was a Greg Birch artist in Roswell, Georgia, too. But that would be weird if there just so happened to be. But maybe put the NM just in case there happens to be a Greg Birch.
Exactly.
Putting some paint on things in Georgia there or something.
As far as I know, it's easy to find me.
Good deal. Well, thank you, Greg, as always.
Thank you.
Appreciate what you do, and keep doing your thing. And we look forward to see what next is on the horizon.
Yes,
here,
sir.
so.
Yes, sir.
All right, 8:56. Let's get you into your Red Apple. I got to not stop saying Lou Dobbs report because we lost Lou Dobbs. Red Apple financial update and a quick break before news.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report.
I'm Ryan Lang. Wall Street in the green midweek. Alphabet and Tesla results are in. Ford earnings on the way. Stocks still up for the week despite yesterday's modest losses. All three major indexes down in the session. Investors are bracing for big technology reports, including two heavyweights who reported in the extended session. Alphabet beat earnings and revenue targets. YouTube and Google cloud segments both outperforming. The Google parent's quarterly update sent the stock up in extended trading. AT&T earnings this morning. February service disruption and a recent data hack has investors concerned. AT&T stocks lost more than 2% over the past month. Ford Motor Company reporting after the closing bell today. Investors bracing for a muted forecast. This after General Motors' quarterly update yesterday. GM beat earnings and revenue expectations, raised its forecast. Still GM stock tanking about 6% yesterday. Red Lobster reportedly closer to a bankruptcy sale. No other bidders stepping up to buy the struggling chain's debts. Sale would put multiple lenders in charge of the company. Red Lobster parent Darden Restaurants Inc. faltering, down 13% so far this year. With the Market Report, I'm Ryan Lang.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report. Red Apple Audio Networks remembers Lou Dobbs.
A lot has changed since Goya launched its coconut water. Leg warmers in the 80s.
Here we go. 1, 2, turn around.
Dancing lambada in the 90s. And in the 2000s, waiting hours to connect to the internet. But what hasn't changed is that Goya coconut water continues to be deliciously refreshing and has that sweet tropical flavor you love so much. Goya coconut water. So good, it's always in style. Find it in the Goya section of your local grocery store. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
The Portales Summer Jam is coming to the ENMU campus courts Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. This 3-on-3 youth basketball and pickleball tournament is open to all ages and skill levels. Registration is only $25 per person with military and student discounts available, plus trophies, prizes, music, food, and more. Space is limited, so head for Portales.com or call 575-356-8541 for more info and to sign up today. The Portales Summer Jam, Saturday, July 27th, starting at 9 a.m. on the ENMU courts, presented by the Roosevelt County Community Development Corporation. This ad paid in part by Portales, New Mexico Lodgers Tax.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal opportunity employer.
When others say no, Roswell Hyundai says yes. The bank manager is at Roswell Hyundai for a short time to say yes. No social security number or ITIN number? Yes. No driver's license?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Roswell Hyundai says yes. If you have a job that earns at least $12 an hour, Roswell Hyundai wants to say yes. Roswell Hyundai wants 100% approval, which means they want to say yes to you. Yes. Get zero down, zero payments till fall, plus up to $4,000 more for your trade. Yes. On now at the home of Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Yes! Presidential politics.
Netanyahu's visit today will shine a spotlight on the gulf between Republicans, by and large strong supporters of Israel, and Democrats, whose ranks are replete with factions denouncing Israel and in some cases holding anti-Semitic rallies on college campuses. Several leading Democrats say they'll boycott the address altogether. Vice President Harris, meanwhile, is pro-Palestinian to the point Democrats are hoping her nomination might open the door to more support from pro-Palestinian and Muslim voters. Bob Agnew reporting.
Middle East expert John Alterman at the Center for Strategic and International Studies says the Israeli leader wants to make a case to Congress.
He is going to be trying to at least halt an erosion in support among Democrats and try to build credit with Republicans who he assesses are much more likely to be in power after November elections.
Netanyahu's assured a warm welcome from Republican lawmakers who arranged for his appearance. President Biden will have an opportunity to make a case for his legacy tonight when he delivers an Oval Office address about his decision to bow out of the 2024 race and what lies ahead. Even though Mr. Biden won't be on the ballot this November, voters will still be weighing his legacy. Tesla's second quarter net income fell 45% compared with a year ago as the company's global electric vehicle sales tumbled. On Wall Street, the Dow was off 307 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Fires have sent thousands fleeing from the Canadian Rockies' largest national park in a nearby town.
As many as 25,000 visitors have had to leave Edmonton's Jasper National Park in the nearby town of Jasper. One resident said by phone that she was stuck in wall-to-wall traffic fleeing west over the last open mountain road. The fire also prompted an unusual order to make a vast U-turn east. Hundreds of wildfires are burning in western Canada. A record number of wildfires last year forced hundreds of thousands of evacuations and sent thick smoke far below the border, leading to hazy skies and health advisories in multiple U.S. cities. I'm Norman Hall.
Meta says it's removed about 63,000 accounts engaging in financial extortion scams, along with Facebook groups and pages that were trying to organize, recruit, and train new scammers. The accounts were located in Nigeria. News and analysis at townhall.com. House Republican leaders told lawmakers to focus on criticizing Vice President Harris's record without reference to her race and gender.
During a closed-door meeting Tuesday morning, chair of the House GOP campaign arm Richard Hudson of North Carolina and others issued the warning after a series of comments by their members that focused on Harris's race, as well as claims that she is a DEI pick, according to the two people in the room. Since President Joe Biden dropped out of the presidential race, Republican leaders have tried to train their criticism of the presumptive Democratic nominee on her handling of the border and her plan to skip Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's speech before Congress. But several Republicans immediately took the criticism in a different direction. Speaker Mike Johnson said in a Tuesday morning press conference, quote, "This should not be about personalities. It should be about policy. And we have a record to compare." Bernie Bennett, Washington.
Ukraine's foreign minister says he is seeking common ground in talks in China with his Chinese counterpart on ending his country's war with Russia. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican, whoa, radio. Yeah!
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number, that would be
crazy journals
of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell Talk FM. Happy Wednesday.
Yes.
Best thing about Wednesday, it ain't Monday.
It ain't Monday or Tuesday.
Right.
Just ask Garfield. He hates them things.
That's right. But Wednesday's like that busy day. It's like church night. Everybody's got, it's a busy night. So, but it's also the day you start thinking about the weekend.
That's very true. You're finally like, okay, we're past. Oh my God, that's why they call it Hump Day. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, you're past that hump, and you're finally kind of got that weekend attitude.
Yeah, exactly. You're kind of thinking, all right, I'm not, because like Monday, Tuesday, are just work. We're going to go away. And then Wednesday, like, oh, there's a weekend upon us almost. Just a mere 2 days away.
That's right.
What do we got planned?
And the final weekend of the summer vacation for the kiddos.
Oh, yeah, they go back. Is it next week they actually go back?
Next week, most kids go back on Thursday.
Yeah.
Kindergarten starts on 1 week from Monday. It starts on August 4th.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Remember my wife telling me that they're doing the, go back, like for 1 day or 2 days, and then they start the week next
They
week.
usually do that. They'll go back on Thursday, and I've talked to teachers before, they prefer to do it this
my
way.
wife does like that.
Because
she sings its praises.
Yeah, you get the the nonsense, the handing out syllabuses if you're like high school. You get to know your class thing, and the kind of starting off, the what do you call it, ring rust?
Yeah,
so to speak, out of the way the first 2 days. Have a couple days to kind of reprogram, and then on Monday, curriculum starts, and that's when you kind of get down to business.
Yep, absolutely. It's like, we got the pause, cleanse the palate, and now
give you 2 days to forget everything you just learned.
That's right, and then we'll start over on Monday. But they like it, so
terrified. Because my daughter is about to go into a completely different
new
situation.
School, so it's a whole new environment. Yep. She's got to learn the lay of the land.
Figure out how to do multiple classes, go attend multiple classes.
Good news is she's had at least one time to kind of walk around and check it out, right?
She hasn't.
Oh,
actually.
I thought
we were trying to arrange for that.
Okay, I thought she did get to do that.
No, things sort of got in the way, and we haven't been able to do that. But we're going to do that with the walkthrough. And from what I've gathered, we have to reestablish her bus pickup. From what I've gathered, the program that they have at Sierra is similar to the program they have at Del Norte in that she won't be necessarily all on her own. She's going to have kind of some assistance,
support system there to help.
Yeah, to kind of integrate into their way of doing things.
But don't they like for and it's not just her, it's just all with people that are on the spectrum and things like that. Like they have like places for them to go and decompress, like if they get into a situation.
Not every school has that. Luckily, Sierra does have it's the concurrent classroom essentially.
Gotcha.
that while the normal class day is running, there's a separate classroom that is just sort of the escape.
Gotcha. Okay, that's why because I know that's important in this in part of her education is like when those moments where overwhelm happens. There has to be a place where we can let the process go out so they can reset and start over again. Basically.
Exactly.
And do that. And so I'm going to guess because of the lack of familiarity here, it's all new, it's all, which creates stress, and knowing your daughter she's a creature of routine, even though, sure, everyone likes but it's, I like it this time. I want it this way. I want certain things, and anything that's out of that spectrum could be a problem.
It can be until it becomes routine.
Exactly, and so that's what we got to get that growing pains of that through. And it's like, okay, this is different now. This is how we're going to have to do it.
Exactly.
And once that kind of resonates with her and she understands it, then it's all good to go. But that's why they have to have these places because that's generally people on the spectrum. Obviously everyone's different, but by and large, when they have these moments of overwhelm, this is how they cope with that.
And then the good news is a few of her classmates from Del Norte are also transitioning into Sierra too.
There's familiarity.
There's going to be
people
some
she knows,
faces,
faces she knows, friends, or at least acquaintances, people that in an unfamiliar world that she's familiar with.
Yeah.
So that'll bring some of the familiarity from that over to this. And so, it's just all kids go through this. Anytime you go from elementary to middle or middle to high school, we all remember those scary times. And you always, I remember going from middle school to high school and thinking, oh man, it's all the big kids now. Are they going to, you know what I mean? There's always that. But for people on the spectrum, then it's like 10 times because there's that. And then there's like, well, what am I going to do at 2 o'clock when I'm supposed to be here? What am I going to do at, when it's lunchtime? What am I going to eat? Or, are they going to have the same thing I had when I had here? Because that's what I have, You
just reminded me of my first day of high school. At Roswell High, first you go up to the commons area, get your schedules. I walked it into the 300 hall, and I had to go to the bathroom. So I was looking around for the bathroom. I found the bathroom, walked towards the bathroom, into the bathroom, only to be turned around and told that was the women's bathroom. Now, I distinctly remember this because, and I have no idea who was on the yearbook committee that took this picture on the first day of school. But in my freshman high school yearbook, which I still have to this day, on like page 4 or 5, there's a picture of me and a t-shirt literally from the radio station I used to work at that I won in a contest, walking out of the women's bathroom. A confused Sean McKellop searches for the bathroom. I'm like, you guys suck.
I feel like that was a plant. Like they were,
right?
Like that was a setup. Like they were deliberately. I would even dare say you didn't even realize it. Subliminally, they put you there. Subliminally, they made you gravitate towards that one.
Well, I was walking around trying to figure out where all my classes were. And I was in the 300.
They add to the confusion. I would even say someone may have manipulated the door and you didn't even realize.
Well, what I didn't, because there was only the one bathroom in that hall. Come to find out, the men's room is around the corner right here. So, yeah, that was awkward.
Yeah. But I think they knew on purpose because I think it happens every year.
Probably.
And they're like, oh, see the bathroom, they didn't know.
Have a guy set up shot.
Right.
You know what? It probably wasn't even one of the students because they hadn't started yearbook yet. It was probably probably
the principal.
It was you, Misfits. It was you.
It was a judgment. But yeah, they know because they see it every year. But but that's high school, man. It's just like that, and you just I can't imagine. Yes, it's been a while since I've been in a high school, and the classes and what you're learning and how they do it is different.
Oh yeah,
but the mindset's not. The anticipation, the to and fro, are you going to be accepted? Are you how many of your friends are coming over from middle school? Is my class, am I going to get lost? Or, my locker going to work? All the things you worry about.
That's the other thing. I came to that realization yesterday in my office. I'm like, oh, dude, you're going to get a locker.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like it's not much, but it's the first place that's really your own space.
Now, is she now, I don't know. Do lockers still have the old school combination thing? And can she manipulate that? Because I remember I had to practice forever to get when I got to middle school and I had to have my first padlock, and it was for the lockers at school came with them, but you had to have one for your gym locker. Like when you took gym class and you had to throw your stank hole that you never washed, your gym clothes that just literally could have walked out of there themselves. That little locker, you had to have your own padlock for that one. And so I remember not being proficient at that time. And so about 6th grade, I remember Dad, all right, let's practice over and over
we'll
again.
Definitely have to go over it a few times. Because, even myself, I didn't know the 3 to the right, 2 to the left. I didn't know all that until, later on.
To be honest, I got to, if I get one today, I got to double think. Because, locks are so different now. They got the ones just a 4 code. It's like, okay. But back then, you're like, okay, to the left. What did I go past it first? Did I do that? Oh, I can't remember. It's a little more. But then again, maybe lock rules all change and none of that happens anymore. Maybe it's just 4 codes or
the key to
iRetina scan or something.
The key to the Airbnb that we stayed at over the weekend was inside of a lockbox on the door, and to get that thing back into the lockbox when we were done, it confounded 3 full-grown adults.
Nice.
It finally took the 20-year-old to come up and be like, okay, you got to hold these 2 buttons down, hold this down, and then you can fit.
Well,
cool. Where were you 20 minutes ago?
That's the thing people forget. As we get older, yes, We know, but you know what does go down too? Hand dexterity.
Yeah, that's very true.
Like I used to be able to manipulate things, and nowadays I'm like, well,
yeah.
What's going on here?
I used to be able to do the coin thing. I had to do it very slowly, but I could do it. I can't do that anymore.
My hand dexterity is not what it was 20 years ago. Like things I could, now don't get me wrong. I still, because I'm always juggling 3 or 4 things. Like, because I have tiny hands, so my whole life I juggle. When a man with tiny hands has to get creative with things.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I don't know that feeling. But.
That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's, in my older years, I had to stop shooting. I mean, look, this is my shooting hand.
Right. But yeah, now don't get me wrong. If you still need a commercial hand for hand modeling, I have the perfect size.
You do have very.
The Big Mac looks so big in these.
Yeah, they really do. You can really make a sandwich stand out in those hands.
I'll never forget it was years ago. There was somebody, like a friend of mine, legit. You should be a hand model. Like your hands are so tiny. Look how big the Whopper would be in your hand. To me all the time.
Thanks?
Right,
Question mark?
That's kind of like, thank you. I don't know. Yeah.
There are times in my life I have to remind myself I'm on terrestrial radio.
That's right. Yeah. And it's just there's certain that was something I dealt with. And another thing I've dealt with, and I think I've talked about this on the radio, and it really doesn't make sense unless you know my true last name and everything. Is in high school, my nickname was. That was you know it, but I don't know if I've told on the radio. And my last name, I've said this 100 times.
Here he goes breaking kayfabe again.
That's right.
This is how I know you've told this story on the radio, because I called you out.
My real last name is Sisson, S-I-S-S-O-N. There's 3 S's and 6 letters.
What?
So
all these years, all those cards.
That's right. But so there's 6 letters in my last name. 3 of them are S's.
Yes.
So I in high school, my nickname was.
Which is super easy to hear in a crowded hallway.
Yeah. Well. But and to be honest, it used to annoy me. Then I embraced it and liked it. But it kind of made high school graduation cool, because when I walked up on stage, the 360 some people in our class all went, and it was kind of, and everyone's like, "What was that all about?" And I have to explain to everybody, why I was.
Oh, Mike was in a street gang called the Cobras.
Yeah, that's right. They tell some story about how my tire blew in the parking lot or something.
It's a slow leak. It was.
But yeah, it actually started by one dude in Spanish class called me that, and it just caught on.
That's usually how it happens.
And he was kind of a class clown type, so naturally.
I have I've become in my friends group the guy who births nicknames.
Yeah,
like just unintentionally, it just sort of happens. Like they're not great nicknames all the time, but like Tanner was hard R.
Yeah.
But the other
which I think we should use more often. Like I don't think we use that enough.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good nickname, hard R.
It really is.
And it's good enough because people are like, what is that about?
Well, and because we have a Tanna and a Tanner.
Yeah, that's the only reason it started.
But no, there's a friend of ours named James. I've taken to calling him Jim, and he hates it.
Not
every time he comes
fan.
in, Jim, because there's really not a lot you can do with my name, so I've become Jonathan. It's like, I never heard that one before.
Well, and people with short names, you tend to lengthen them for the nickname. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like your name's Sean, but like you said, your nickname is created long. Sean John, Jonathan,
Yep.
Shawnaroonie, whatever it is, it's something longer.
Yeah. Scene. I get that a lot. Scene. I got into an actual argument with somebody at, I can't remember what fast food place it was.
Trying to tell you your name's wrong?
Yeah, telling me my name was wrong.
I love when people do
I
this.
went in and said I remember exactly where it was, but I won't say it on the air, but I went in and said I had an app order for Sean. They said, no, this is Cian's. I'm like, no, that's how I pulled my license. That's how I spell my name.
Yeah.
They wouldn't give me my food because, this is clearly Cian's food.
Oh, you should be in the back. Get back on the grill. But yeah, but I do love when people are so. No, that one's just stupid.
Yeah.
I love when the people are just egomaniacs that are kind of like, what do you mean? That's not right. It's like, it's me. You're telling just because you know it one way doesn't make me wrong.
Right. Our guest is here.
Do we have our guest is here?
so.
Larry's here? All right, sweet.
I saw somebody.
I know someone came in.
Oh, maybe not.
No.
Maybe not. I thought I saw
No
somebody.
guest? Okay. Well, we'll give Larry a few more minutes here. So, but you probably got to go do drops or anything. Or are you good? Are you
yeah,
good?
I'll drop.
All right, let's do this. It's 21 minutes after 9 o'clock. Larry Martin with Midday Line is supposed to join us. I do not have him in studio yet, so we'll give him a few more minutes. We may have to replay an interview or something. But while we wait, here is your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Not much going on for the next few days with that big high pressure system staying put for a while. We're looking at mid-90s for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine. Overnight will be clear with upper 60s and then upper 90s for the afternoon high on Thursday and sunny. Looks like we'll hang around in the upper 90s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Lots of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 74 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57%, with winds out of the north at 6 miles per hour. Widespread haze today, sunny, and a high of 96 expected. Winds will be out of the north at around 5 miles per hour. Widespread haze continues into the evening hours. Otherwise, I don't get this. Widespread haze, and then it says mostly clear. I mean, isn't that contradictory? It's either hazy or clear. You can't have both. But anyway. I don't know. I'm just reading the weather. Expect an overnight low of 67 degrees with southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Thursday, sunny, high of 97. Southwest winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. For your Thursday evening, mostly clear, overnight low of 70. Friday, sunny, hot, high of 98. Winds out of the south 5 to 15 miles per hour. They say there's a 20% chance we could see a little rain Friday night. 80% chance we won't. There's a chance nonetheless. And then looking at the weekend, sunny and 97 for Saturday, sunny 98 on Sunday, and then pushing 100 Monday and into next week there. All right, it is 23 minutes after 9. Let's go ahead and take about a three to almost 4 minute break, and we'll see if Larry Martin comes in. If not, I may go ahead and pick an interview to kind of play in its meantime. But quick break. We'll be back on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Hey there, Chief Detective at Trustmark Roofing and Windows. If you think you need a new roof or windows, you should know that Trustmark specializes in just the facts. We investigate your roofs or windows issues, document our research in a thorough case file, then present you with hard evidence of our findings. Witnesses in the southeastern New Mexico area can corroborate Trustmark's just the facts approach. A local customer said, of all the bids we received, Trustmark Roofing was the most detailed and explanatory. And another witness said, I received bids from 3 top-rated roofers and Trustmark was the most thorough and forthright. Get the roofer who specializes in just the facts. Dial 575-755-7663 or visit TrustmarkRoofingLLC.com today. But you didn't hear it from me.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Attention Roswell and surrounding areas. Upgrade from your old vehicle into a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle for less during the summer sales event at the all-new Roswell Ford. From now till the end of the month, Roswell Ford needs to sell 58 new Ford and quality pre-owned vehicles to hit our sales goal. So we'll do whatever it takes to make a deal. Upside down in your loan or stuck in your lease, Roswell Ford wants to get you released, even if you owe thousands more than your trade is worth. Right now, get huge savings with rates as low as 0% for 66 months. Plus, we have a great selection of low-mileage, one-owner pre-owned vehicles, all in prime condition, starting at just $10,000. Don't settle for a low-quality, overpriced clunker. Buy a quality pre-owned vehicle from Roswell Ford for a lot less. Roswell Ford has partnered with the most aggressive lenders that will push to approve you today, even with bad or no credit. Lower prices, exceptional trade-in values, and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford with new management and a whole new attitude. 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell or online at RoswellFord.com. 1515 per thousand financed on select new Ford models with approved credit.
The ultimate Wi-Fi experience is now available to you thanks to Smart Home Wi-Fi with Plateau. Get fiber to home technology 100 times faster than average household internet speed. Plateau has multiple plans and options to fit your family. With Fast, get true 100 megs per second download and upload speed. With Faster, get true 500 megs of download and upload speeds. And with Fastest, you get 1 gig. Learn more at plateautel.com. Get the speed you need with Plateau. Tried, true, trusted. First American Bank is committed to supporting small businesses in New Mexico. If you need a loan, mobile banking, or treasury management products, we're here to help you succeed as your business resource and, as always, your trusted partner. First American Bank, your community bank since 1903, equal housing lender.
Strong women need strong partners to help them lead their healthiest lives. At Artesia General Hospital, Dr. Scott Beard and nurse practitioner Lori Crockett deliver compassionate, holistic care to women at every age and stage. From routine checkups to diagnostic testing and specialty services like urogynecology, you can expect the most innovative, personalized care close to home. Learn more about women's services at Artesia General Hospital online at artesiageneral.com/women or by calling 575-736-8394. Many women's services are also offered in Carlsbad.
Farm and Ranch Candle Company is now open in Roswell. Farm and Ranch Candle Company is the home of the best smells in Roswell. Slow, clean-burning candles with no paraffin, low soot, no nonsense. You can make your own candles at the Walk-In Candle Bar and visit the Mega Station to stock up on Trump tumblers, t-shirts, and more. Plus bridal and baby shower, handcrafted gifts, handmade steel furniture, and more. And a portion of sales goes to the Working Ranch Cowboy Association. Farm and Ranch Candle Company, now open at 117 East 2nd in Roswell, where Patriots shop.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. The U.S. Treasury once considered producing donut-shaped coins. They instead decided to go with coin-shaped donuts. Here's Mike Winters.
After 9 o'clock, and yes, our guest I don't think is going to make it in today. So, last week we had a quick interview. It's 15 minutes. That's why it's a shorter interview. We had Larry Martin, weirdly enough, and the other folks, Richard Garcia and David Hecht with the Roswell Literacy Council joined us last week. Give us a quick update on what they've been up to and their need for volunteers, and they're also offering their services to the community free of charge as well as they do. So we're going to play our interview now with the folks from the Roswell Literacy Council, just kind of giving us an update what they've got going on. Here is that interview. Enjoy. And good morning. It is 19 minutes after 8 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Literacy Council, of course, Larry Martin back with us, and Richard Garcia and David Hecht as well. Good morning, gentlemen. How y'all doing today?
Good morning. Very good.
Good morning.
Very good.
Of course, for folks not familiar, it's been a minute since we've had the Literacy Council on. Folks, if you're not familiar, the Roswell Literacy Council is a group of volunteers that help people become literate, and whether it's if they're becoming English as a second language, if it's just lack of literacy skills, or trying to get a high school equivalency, or or even help people with citizenship status, things like that. You kind of anything in that world, you free of charge help people navigate through that kind of stuff.
Correct. Go ahead, David.
I said correct.
Yeah.
I'm done.
So, and anything I'm missing, of course, fill in the blanks there. I just kind of gave a kind of a general scope of things.
Well, you hit the nail on the head, but, this is all volunteer.
Mm-hmm.
And the services that we provide are for the community. And you just touch on base exactly what we actually do. We try to prepare people for their citizenship.
Mm-hmm.
We try to, people that want to learn, they're Hispanic or that want to learn English,
mm-hmm.
or there's others that want to learn Spanish.
Sure.
We can provide those services free of charge.
By the way, the younger you expose your children to both languages, the better you're serving them for a lot of other things, too, not just being fluent in two languages.
Well, I think for the kids or the young adults, it will help them in school.
Absolutely.
The thing about it is they'll be able to communicate and understand.
Mm-hmm.
I know that some of us come from background in education and other fields of our employment, but this even helps the school district. That we do the tutoring. We do the tutoring at the Youth Challenge, and
kind of filling in the gaps where gaps in the line where other places have resources, but maybe they're overwhelmed or understaffed. And you guys are coming in and say, well, let us help meet those needs in these situations.
And the thing about it is, it's in any organization, it's hard to always find volunteers. always.
Absolutely.
And you see right here, I mean, we're part of the board. We make decisions that benefit not only the Literacy Council, but the community.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pass it over to Larry, and he can give us a little bit more background about the hours and stuff of availability to the community. But in closing on my part is that we are a nonprofit organization, and we do accept donations.
Absolutely.
And we need them. To keep the doors open, we need them. Or any organization, because we go hand in hand. The Assurance Home, Atrusa, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we try to build a chain of helping each other.
And like you said, all the services you provide to folks that come through your doors, it's free of charge. So, no income there. The only income you get is, through grants and things that
right.
you have folks having, and through the generosity of the community here. And just, I imagine the material alone to help teach, whether it's to get folks through their high school diploma or literacy, just the material cost for the training tools and all the, I'm sure, pamphlets and workbooks and things that, that's not cheap. And so, money's got to, so folks, if you want to help financially, is great. But even if you want to, and I'm sure this is where Larry can kind of come in and talk a little bit more, even if you want to donate an hour or two a day or a week or whatever your availability is, that is equally appreciated and needed here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Larry, kind of talk about some of the, as far as the volunteer demands, needs, and, what kind of things that you're looking for right now.
Well, we have an office we keep open from 9 to 4, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Trying to keep expenses down. But we have a facility, it's ours. We don't have to worry about it. We
free and clear.
We lease part of it to the Red Cross, so they just maintain an office.
They've been a little busy lately.
You betcha.
That office has been probably pretty open a lot lately. I'm just saying.
They're glad they're with us, and we are too. And we basically are looking for tutors who can do it. I mean, the three of us tutor out at the Youth Challenge, and by the way, I consider that one of the best investments the state makes. Keeps kids out of jail and out of the hospital and whatever.
Well, they create a foundation for youth.
Absolutely.
And once the foundation's there, they can go wherever they want. Yeah. And that's what they're doing. And when whatever life challenges that foundation won't quite set yet, and Youth Challenge concrete solidifies that foundation. It's an amazing program. Yeah. So you're right. Absolutely.
One of our tutors is Dr. Clark. He was in the paper 2 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And at 96, I believe, he's still tutoring math, which is great.
Absolutely. And, but like you said, you could use some more bodies, fresh faces coming in to reach out to these individuals and help them get to that next level.
Yeah. Generally speaking, we end up we get retired teachers or people who were teachers long ago and still want to do
Obviously,
it. Still
they have the training.
Skill. There's the training. That's right. You just can't go in and teach.
Yeah,
you have to
connect with an individual. It does take a skill set, and teachers, especially retired ones, are well versed in that.
And if I might be able to add before we pass it on, is that we also will have people that are young adults that are looking for employment. We can help them with their applications and their resumes.
Sure.
We've got the qualified people to do that, as Larry mentioned.
Excellent.
We got Mary Lou Trujillo as a director. We got Janie Cortez that's in the office. And we got Joanne Mata.
Nice.
And they're all skilled and they're all knowledgeable of all these areas that we're talking about today.
So if that's kind of a hurdle for folks that are looking for work, come reach out to Literacy Council. Let's see what we can do, whether it's practicing interviews to help navigate an application or putting together a resume.
Well, some of these applications, man, they're so complex, man, that they can't really get into it.
And I just thought of another point. Sorry, I didn't mean to. I just was thinking as you're talking, but say you're the other side. Maybe you're a little seasoned. Maybe you've retired and you're looking to get back in the workforce. I hate to burst your bubble, but the resume of the day that you were applying is a lot different than the resume of today.
That's it.
You might need to reach out to the Literacy Council let's get you up to speed on getting that process.
We can really do that. I mean,
less is more nowadays.
That's it. That's it. I could probably need help filling that petition.
Well, it's just funny. I was listening to Kim Commando over the weekend on the radio.
Yeah.
And she was talking about the resumes and things, and when she's looking for people, and she says, when I see 7 and 8 page resumes, I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah.
It's like, keep it 1 to 2 pages, keep it, and
That's
she was actually throwing some of those tips
story.
out. Yeah.
Well, if you've had that many jobs, you might not be.
Oh, so yeah, I think it could be red. Where you think is experience might actually end up to be a red flag.
That's it. What about you, David? What do you got to say? Are you done, Larry, or are you not?
No, I think Larry has more.
Yeah, I bump in and get into talking.
That's my fault, right?
But we're looking for volunteers. We're looking to folks that could be tutors in various ways, or maybe you can help. Maybe you're good at. Maybe you worked at a government job filling out forms and stuff for a living. Your skill set might be very much needed here. What too is navigating copious amounts of forms and stuff that can be quite intimidating for people.
Yes, it
so
is.
if you've spent a career doing that. Those are very helpful skills to the literacy council here. But even if you just have a heart to help people, that's enough. We can, like you said, you'll train the rest to kind of teach them how to teach, and things like that. So if you have the time and the heart, then we'll figure out the rest here. But if you do have those special skills, please, we would really, really, really like you to have you come
If you want to see what we have, we're on West 10th Street, just west of Missouri.
Okay.
1 block.
Very good.
And I hate to say it, I can't remember the address.
609 West 10th Street.
And the phone number.
609.
Give them the phone number.
The phone number is 625-1369.
Very good. That's what they got you here, Dave, to bail them out when they.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, we're directors. We don't know anything important.
They're the heads, but you're the shoulder pointing where the head goes.
That's why I'm the president.
First, I got to spend the first minute going harumph and walk around.
But like we said, we're free. There's no obligation.
Absolutely.
You can come in and check us out if you don't like us. Whatever.
And that's just it. The other thing too is if you're in need of these services, please reach out. Please, this world is hard to navigate. Take advantage of these resources to make navigating life a little bit easier for you. Whatever it is, whether you just want to be able to converse in public better, or understand what's going on better, or read a book that maybe you couldn't read before, or if it's I want my high school diploma, I want my college degree, I want to be a U.S. citizen. Whatever it is, reach out. Let's it's sure a lot easier when you have a bunch of people in your corner than you trying to do it yourself.
Well, I think that's the whole nutshell of this thing, man. Is that we're providing a service that I wish we would have had it when I was young.
Sure.
And in school. Of course,
I got a funny feeling that's why you're involved today.
Well, I've been involved in many other organizations, as you well know.
Sure.
But, the thing about it is we live in a different time now. And it's hard. And talking about applications, I mean, there's some of these young people that, you can probably go to any type of job, your skills. And the important thing is learning, because we learn with them. We might teach them, but we learn with them because everybody's different.
If you're not growing every day, then you're not living.
And what we do is that we try to instill some value of what we're teaching them. It's not that we're there because we're there because we're all volunteers. We all been through this, and we're all in the same mix.
Sure.
We want, especially the youth. The youth nowadays don't want to get involved in any organizations that takes their time from being on their phones or whatever it is. But Literacy Council has been around for a long time, as well as many other of the organizations here in town. We all provide a service. The thing is that people got to take advantage of it. I'm not taking advantage of us, but taking advantage of the opportunity.
Sure, absolutely.
And that's what it's all about.
Sure.
I mean, and another thing, is that we got a fantastic facility. We got a conference room. We got a library room that if somebody wanted to have a meeting, talk to our director and people that are there. Hey, that we have the facility for usage. Instead of going maybe to a place that's high dollar.
Sure.
Because we got everything, and we're centrally located, man. We're just down from BCA in Washington and Missouri.
And it's quiet if you need quiet.
And it's quiet. And it's quiet.
Yeah.
But we provide that service.
Good deal.
You know, matter of fact, there was a TV station that wanted to rent some space there from us, and of course that never went through. But you know, we do offer these opportunities and I could say goods to the community.
Sure.
You know, and
well, like for instance, maybe there's a business that's maybe wanting to hire some people, but don't want to do that on site.
That's right. There you go. That's the word I wanted to use.
Maybe is a good place.
We're on site.
Yeah.
And Larry and David can attest to, hey, we got a fantastic place, man. We got people can come and see it.
Sure.
Hey, if you're interested, hey, you want to have a small meeting, hey, well, how many people can we fit in that conference room?
20 or 30.
Okay.
20, 30, maybe even 40 with the library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we got a small kitchen there, you know, and we use it, and it's right for us.
Right.
And it could be right for somebody else.
Absolutely. So come reach out. Larry, what's the best way to get a hold of you guys? Is it reach out to the phone number? I know you guys do have a Facebook page.
The phone number is, David, give her the phone number.
Yeah, get that phone number one more time.
Area code 575-625-1369.
Very good. Do you guys still active with the Facebook as well, too, the Literacy Council Facebook page?
No.
No? Okay. Just wanted to, because I was going to throw that out there, too, but if it's not active, then
well,
we don't need to do that. So call the phone number.
Yeah.
One more time, David.
Area code 575-625-1369.
Very good. So reach out if you'd like to volunteer, if you need of some of these services, if you'd like to donate, if you'd like to get involved, if whatever level here, please reach out, or if you're in need and ready to make that step to the next part in your journey here, reach out to the Literacy Council and let them be in your corner and help you get there. So.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll see you next time here.
You'll see us again.
That's right. Well, imagine we got to go ahead, Larry.
We're mostly funded by the United Way, but we have a fundraiser, the Knowledge Bowl.
That's what I was about to hit. I'm sure there's a Knowledge Bowl that'll be on the horizon.
Yeah,
here
sometime in late September, October, we're going to have a Knowledge Bowl.
So as we get maybe a little cooler, I don't know. It's debatable in September.
We'll come back and inform everybody about what it's all about.
Absolutely. We'll have you guys
and let's see how smart we really are.
That's right.
Well, I think we're smarter than Larry, but I don't know. Some of those questions he gives, I couldn't even remember SpongeBob.
Yeah, you know, I know it all. I just can't remember it all at once.
That's right.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
see you
Mike.
next time.
All right.
All right. It is 8:34.
Now for
We're
your
gonna
Pecos
take
Valley
a
News
quick,
update. I'm Jared Cirillo. The FBI says it has now confirmed more than a dozen fires, including the Salt Fire that had devastated Ruidoso, were human-caused. Damage continues to mount almost weekly because of floods along the burn scar. The FBI said in a statement this week that it's investigating a man and his girlfriend for possibly starting 16 fires on the Mescalero Apache Indian Reservation between May 3rd and June 18th. The pair has been positively linked to 6 fires. Footprints of a Vans brand shoe were found at multiple scenes, matching the man's girlfriend's shoes. Neither has been formally charged with a crime, so their names are not yet being released. Roswell residents will soon have more affordable housing options with the development of El Toro Community, a neighborhood with single-family homes. At the June meeting, the New Mexico Mortgage Finance Authority Board of Directors approved a $3 million New Mexico Housing Trust Fund revolving construction line of credit to Artisans Guild Contracting, LLC, for the development of the El Toro community. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Your morning cup of Sean. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
It became a car crash moment for Joe in this 90-minute debate. It was basically typical Joe. It wasn't jacked up Joe. They could have jacked him up like they did for the State of the Union. They didn't. I was wondering which Joe would show up. So Biden was dazed and confused. He was mumbling, fumbling, stumbling, fumbling, freezing up. This is basically everyday Joe. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, even though we have 4 years of tape showing Joe Biden in that very same condition, it was a setup, as the Post points out, to convince Democrats that he couldn't run for president, according to the source for the Post.
The conservative underground meets later today on the Sean Hannity Show.
War, inflation, and recession. Did you know that experts call gold the everything hedge? Gold goes far beyond hedging against inflation or the stock market. It can potentially even guard you against today's wars in Ukraine and the Middle East. Not to mention the great economic danger of a recession coming, which is what we're all worried about. And that's why gold just hit another record high. And central banks, they just keep buying gold at a record pace. It's Linda here. Join me and thousands of people who have called Goldco the #1 rated gold company. It's time you diversify your money with time-tested safe haven assets, physical gold and silver. Today, Goldco is offering our listeners up to 8 years in free IRA fees plus up to 8% in bonus silver with a qualified account. Call 855-815-GOLD for free IRA fees, free bonus silver, and a free gold and silver info kit. What are you waiting for? Call 855-815-GOLD. That's 855-815-GOLD. Do it today. You can't wait.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Not much going on for the next few days with that big high pressure system staying put for a while. We're looking at mid-90s for the afternoon high today. Lots of sunshine. Overnight will be clear with upper 60s and then upper 90s for the afternoon high on Thursday and Sunday. Looks like we'll hang around in the upper 90s Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Lots of sunshine. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Jeremy House. Google's corporate parent Alphabet has delivered another quarter of steady growth amid an AI-driven shift in the ubiquitous search engine that is the foundation of its internet empire. Payment processing giant Visa says its fiscal third quarter profits rose 9% on an adjusted basis as it benefits from consumers and businesses moving their payments from cash to credit and debit cards. Tesla's second quarter net income fell 45% compared with a year ago as the company's global electric vehicle sales tumbled despite price cuts and low interest financing. And farmers in Africa are blaming chemical fertilizers for increasingly acidic soils that have led to production decline. Experts say a return to traditional agricultural practices can save dying soils. With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Jeremy House.
So the weeds are taking over your property? Ask yourself, what would Jim Gill do?
This is Ben from Roswell Seed. If Jim was here, the first thing he'd do is figure out what kind of weeds you're dealing with. He'd recommend the best thing to get rid of them and show you how to use it. Then, he'd probably tell you a long story about the biggest weed he ever saw.
Big or small, when problems come along, head for Roswell Seed Company and ask them, what would Jim Gill do?
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
There are 3 key phrases that need to be spoken on a regular basis in a healthy marriage. Hi, this is Pastor Troy and Julie Smotherman for The Joy of Marriage.
You know, for over 20 years, Julie and I have been sharing these 3 key phrases, and here they are. I love you, I'm sorry, and I forgive you.
Ephesians 4:32 says, be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ, God forgave you.
You know, it's so easy to expect others to love us, to say I'm sorry, to forgive us. But you know, it's really a gift that we give each other. You know, the Bible teaches us we sow and we reap. Sow into your spouse, I love you, I forgive you, I'm sorry. And then you'll reap a harvest in return. Someone has to start the process. Let that be you today so you can really enjoy your marriage.
If you have any questions or would like further information about the Joy of Marriage Ministry, please go to jomconference.com.
Hey, this is Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's worst nightmare.
You know storm chasers, those out-of-town roofers that descend on neighborhoods after big storms? They come in, do a crummy job, then poof, they're gone forever. Well, a few years ago, our area had a hailstorm, and right on cue, storm chasers showed up. I was driving home from work one evening and saw one talking to an elderly lady on her porch. I said, "Not today, buddy." I did a U-turn, pulled in the driveway, and walked right up to them. I warned the woman who they were talking to, and I chased away the storm chaser. The woman's daughter called me later and said a storm chaser ripped them off a few years ago. She thanked me for stopping this one and chose Trustmark for her roof. Trustmark Roofing. Every storm chaser's nightmare. Every homeowner's champion. Call today for your 20% off coupon for our spring and roof gutter maintenance service. 575-755-ROOF or visit TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Pressure Services, LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has immediate openings for experienced vacuum truck, kill truck, and hydrovac operators. Operators must hold a Class A CDL, at least 2 years of experience, and all positions require a clean driving record and must be able to pass a DOT drug and alcohol screening. Pressure Services offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please apply in person at 2702 North Freeman in Artesia, New Mexico. Equal opportunity employer. Eastern New Mexico University is proud to announce our newest offering, a Master of Social Work degree. This 100% online affordable master's degree has 3 concentrations: clinical, clinical military, and children, youth, and families. This online master's degree is perfect for the working professional, as you can earn your degree on your own time with our flexible online courses. For more information, visit www.enmu.edu/MSW. Eastern New Mexico University. Student success. That's what we're about.
What made Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico for 2023? It's simple. Great selection, great savings, and great people. Right now, the lot is loaded with all new Hyundai models, including Elantras, Santa Fe's, and Palisades. And with 0% on select new, 5-year warranty, and 3 years free oil changes on all 2024 models in stock. Now's the time to trade up and save big. So, what makes Roswell Hyundai the #1 used car dealership in southeastern New Mexico? You do. Come check out the all-new and used car supercenter only at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 53 minutes after 9 o'clock. Excuse me. Got a few minutes here before they kick me off the radio for today. If you missed any part of the show, I always invite you to check it out at your leisure. Just log on to ksvptv.com, click on the Mornings with Mike Winters channel, and you'll find all of our interviews there. We replayed our interview with the folks in the Health Council, Chaves County Health Council, this morning in the 7 o'clock hour, talking about the Health Expo happening in August on the 24th at the Convention and Civic Center. Last hour, in the 8 o'clock hour, we had Greg Birch, artist, join us and gave us an update on some of his paintings and things he's working on. And then we replayed our interview with the Literacy Council just a few minutes ago there. So all there, ksvptv.com, in the Mornings with Mike Winters channel there.
I would set my alarm, Greg, from now until it's time to leave every morning to wake yourself up to roam if you want to, roam around the world. That is, I mean, that. I told him that makes him world renowned.
There you go.
That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. You get, when you get, that's the big boys up there, and all those people with accents. Mm-hmm. Just kidding.
And Greg.
They all talk different.
They all talk a little different.
But Italy's, at least the parts I went was cool. I mean, I only got to be in northern Italy. Mm-hmm. It was, and granted, because I was in the military, so at the time I was there. And so I was on an Italian air base that had an American section. Mm-hmm. And since we were in a conflict scenario, it was a bunch of joint stuff. But normally when none of that's going on, there's a contingent of American fighters there that train and do what they do.
Sure.
So that being said, the town is very used to Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So it was lucky for me that I could go through the town and navigate it. And since there was enough an American presence there, you can kind of go to restaurants and go and navigate things. But if you got kind of out of that town a little
mm-hmm.
bit,
It was
a little
whole new
trickier.
world.
You had to kind of work it. That's when I learned like words like prego mean like 30 different things.
Uh-huh.
Like prego can mean excuse me, you're welcome.
Sauce.
Just what are you doing, jerk?
No, I'm sorry, ragu is sauce.
Yeah. But I like I'm like, hey, I'll take that, and then they'll say thank you, prego. Or if I'm standing in the way, prego. I got yelled prego several different times.
Mm-hmm.
But but fortunately though, it's really cool. I mean, it's certain things you feel very similar to here, but then there's other things that aren't. The towns are, because they're built a long time ago, a lot longer than many towns in this country were built. Things like cars weren't thought of. So, you can't 99% of the vehicles that drive around this town, you cannot drive in the town of Avion.
I'd be good.
You'd be fine.
I'd be fine.
Actually, your car is kind of like a biggin.
Yeah, right, yeah. I have a passenger wagon.
Yeah.
People call me when they want to move in Italy.
Well, and that was the funny part, because when we were on base, we had this big hulking Ram pickup dually to get around in. And so we had to take that into town on occasions. Like, we can't park this thing nowhere because it's a dually.
It takes up the road.
Yeah. So, yeah. And a lot of people get around on scooters. They have their scooters with the big windshield visor and everybody. And you see all
bikes,
kinds. You see young people, old people, women, men, everybody. They're just on their scooting around, getting around to things, doing stuff. And of course, it's got that European vibe. Like, they don't all go to the grocery store and buy, 2 weeks worth of groceries and spend $200 and load it up in their SUV.
Right.
They do like, what's dinner tonight? They go to the bakery. They go to the meat market. That's still that vibe. At least this is in the 90s I was there.
I guess that answers my next question. I was going to ask that place got a McDonald's, but I'm guessing probably not.
Well, no, it had like some of that, like gas stations and a few modern, chain-like places. But, just the lifestyle was everything. There wasn't like this major grocery store where everyone goes,
Right.
They have little shopettes and things and then specialty shops. And that's kind of, how it was. Now,
At any point in time, did you see somebody walking along with a bag with a baguette sticking out of it?
No, not per se. I was in Italy, not France.
Yeah, it's it's all the same.
But yeah, you do see people like on their little scoots, and they got their little basket that's filled with their,
you call them little scoots,
little ingredients and everything and all that. Yeah, it's kind of charming in a way. You walk around, but here's the thing too: gas is worse. You think you're complaining about gas prices here?
Oh, because they're by the liter over there.
Yeah, and they're paying. And now this was granted in 1998 or 99, whenever year it was, 99, whenever I was there. And they were charging $4 a liter. Yeah,
that's a lot of gas.
Y'all complain about $4 a gallon. That's like $12 a gallon. So now you know why they drive little tiny cars and scoots, and they don't. They're
3.785 liters in a gallon. Just to put that into perspective, that's $12-ish.
Yeah, exactly.
A gallon.
Yeah, roughly about $12 a gallon.
Woof.
And that was in 1999 or whatever. Who knows what it is today?
Oh, I'm sure it's outrageous.
Now, granted, this was also before the euro. There was, when I was in Italy, I was using the lira. When I went to Germany, I was using the Deutschmark. There was no euro at that time. So.
That was very odd. The one time I've been to Europe, it was before the euro also. So I had to change my money like 3 different times. Mm-hmm. That's where you find out the exchange rates of the money I've already changed. Oh, they suck here.
Yes, that's right. That's why American dollar.
I think my mom still has some of my Deutschmarks.
Yeah. I got some in a thing somewhere. Mm-hmm. I remember when I went to Australia as a kid, we got to go, so I can't elaborate, but traveler's checks. Did you ever use traveler's checks?
I never used them, but I remember them.
Yeah, I remember having traveler's checks and then cashing those in and then converting that to from American to Australian dollar. Mm-hmm. It was fun.
It's a complicated process we went through before.
For a 14-year-old boy trying to figure it out, it was a little intimidating.
Before money was simple.
We got to go. Yep. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your day. We'll be back bright and early, 7 a.m. tomorrow. You're listening to 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
See you.
Have a wonderful day, everybody. We'll talk to you then.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott.